But you can. Yep, I'm good. I'm good.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May 23rd, 2017 regular meeting of the West Milford Board of Education. I would ask that you either silence or turn off your cell phones. Please note the locations of the emergency exits. And I would like to have a moment of silence for Linda Chintala. She was an assistant B-Bars in our office, and she passed away the other day. So please have a moment of silence. Can we please stand for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In accordance with the provisions of the Open Meetings Act, a public notice of this meeting has been sent to board members of all district schools, the Herald News, the Trend, the Record, the Messenger, West Milford Town Hall, County Superintendent's Office, the Board of Attorneys, Cable Division of Warwick, and it has been posted in the Administration Building. Copies of the board meeting calendar resolution were provided to all local media, Town Hall, Township Library, and all district schools. Can I have roll call, please, Mrs. Francisco?
Mr. Bailey? Mr. Sidoway?
Here.
Mr. Drew? Mrs. Dwyer? Here. Mr. Fruity?
Present.
Mrs. Fritz?
Here.
Mr. Huber?
Here.
Mrs. O'Brien?
Here.
Mr. Robbins?
Okay. Mr. Drew is, as you know, he's in the city, he's in the hospital. Glenn, can you read the resolution for executive session, please?
Sure. I'll move to approve the following resolution. Resolved that the board go immediately into executive session, not immediately, go into executive session at 9 p.m. for approximately 60 minutes for the purpose of discussing HIBs, personnel, and matters of attorney-client privilege. The matters discussed in executive session shall be made public as soon as the need for confidentiality no longer exists.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Dr. Anamone, Superintendent's report.
Yes, we're going to start off with our student report. Ms. Holden?
Hello. I'm sorry I didn't have time to print this out. I actually just came from Science Honor Society, so I'm going to be reading off my phone, but I promise it's the actual thing. Okay, so May was actually the busiest month this year at the high school. A lot of events went on, but this is usual in the high school. So this past Friday was Highlander Day, and this is the school's annual end-of-the-year celebration where clubs and sports sell food and have planned activities outside on the football practice field next to the high school. So it was extremely successful and equally as fun. After Highlander Day, Student Council hosted an outdoor concert and movie night where we screened La La Land and sold concessions. The turnout was fairly large, and the performances were wonderful. I mean, I'm biased in that opinion, but it was a really great night. Today, the high school had a war and remembrance ceremony where we honored our veterans and recognized our graduating seniors who are entering the armed services. This past month, we had National Honor Society induction, National Art Honor Society induction, Language Honor Society inductions, and today is the Science Honor Society induction. Tomorrow is Mu Alpha Theta, which is Math Honor Society induction. This past month, we also had our Distinguished Scholars Night, so that's when we represent the top 15 students in each class and bestowed academic awards across all of our departments. Mrs. White's business class ranked 125th in a budget challenge sponsored by H&R Block this past week. And that doesn't sound that impressive, but get this, that puts them in the top 5% across the nation. So that's an incredibly successful accomplishment for that team. Yesterday, on May 22nd, the West Milford Jazz Ensemble had their final performance of the season at Macapin Middle School, seeing as our auditorium is undergoing construction. May 15th was Teacher Turnaround Day, where students volunteered to be their favorite teacher for the day. I was Mrs. Metcalf, so that was really fun. Many teams got involved with painting black and gold in the high school hallways. And these teams were the boys lacrosse team, girls lacrosse team, baseball, softball, and golf teams. And finally, May 25th is the Spring Band Concert, which is this Thursday. So some quick upcoming events, that includes Memorial Day and the Memorial Day Parade in town, in which the Highlander Marching Band will be performing. Senior prom is on June 1st. The high school health fair is on June 6th. The community scholarship night is also on June 6th. The No Points barbecue is on June 8th, as well as the choral cabaret night. And finally, Relay for Life will occur on June 10th. And that's what's been going on at the high school.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hogan. Good evening, Board of Education, members of the public. This is just a follow-up now. It says monthly progress towards district school department goals. We've been doing that all year, talking about this year's goals, the 2016-17 goals. The board met in committee earlier in May to discuss goals for the 17-18 school year. In addition to goals, we also developed a slogan which is up for approval. It's on the agenda tonight. So our district slogan hereafter tonight shall be "Success starts here." We have a vision statement for the district as well as our mission statement as well that's in the agenda for approval tonight. More importantly, we have our new district goals for 2017-18, and we settled on 4 district goals in 4 core areas. These are numbered 1 to 4, but one is no more or less important than the other. So district goal 1 is going to be to improve academic performance through the increased design and implementation of differentiated instruction. This continues the district goal set from this year. We made a lot of progress, and we're looking to build on that progress for next year. Goal number 2 is also a carryover from this year. It's to implement an effective and timely communication plan to promote district-parent relationships, improve internal school efficiencies, and improve district management. Goal number 3 is new for 2017-18. We've been talking a lot at our meetings about the math program and how can we make our math program stronger or better across the board from K-12. And the honest answer is right now is we're not sure exactly what we should do, but we know we should look into it. So our goal is going to be to analyze the current math program in grades K-12, evaluate it for effectiveness, and make appropriate recommendations for the 18-19 school year. So this is really a full year process where we assess what we have now, we plan, we implement, and then we evaluate moving forward. This way we continually try to get better each and every year. And number 4 is to explore all opportunities for district-wide cost efficiencies in order to maximize funding for educational programs. So those are our 4 goals. They're up for approval tonight. I believe we have a lot of support for that on this board. And Mr. Novak and I, Dr. McQuaid, will be meeting with the administration later, from now till June 30th to develop some strategies for next year so we can build on these goals. So each school will have a goal within one of those categories or within each of those categories. Each department will have a goal within each of those categories. So we're all moving in the same direction, and we streamline our efforts towards making our district better than it is today, which is ultimately our goal. All right. Any questions from the board? All right.
You can go with the board goals?
Oh, yes, also we settled on 4 Board of Education goals. These are separate from the district goal. This is what the Board of Ed hopes to accomplish in 2017-18. Number 1 is to encourage collegiality and respectful debate amongst members. Number 2, to complete the board self-evaluation by April 30, 2018. To increase board member attendance at district student events, sports, concerts, etc. And to increase professional development for board members. So we hope to have those approved tonight, and that gives the board some direction on areas they can get better at for the next 12 months. All right? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Novak, the education report, sir.
What's that? You got it? All right, there's a couple items on the Director of Education report tonight. The first one on the report is a recap of one of our most innovative new courses that we offered this year. And I think I have some staff members in the audience who are so excited about the program that they came out tonight. So if you guys want to raise your hands and show your support, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. Through freshman seminar, we were able to target some key skills, some key academic skills that we wanted our incoming freshmen to be able to do a better job throughout their high school career. A few of those bullet points are throughout this presentation. Students acquire the habit of checking and recording grades and attendance on a regular basis. Discussion of policies and procedures of the school. Learning the whys and hows of self-advocacy. So there's a number of conversations that we've had this year and over the last few years about our students being a little bit more mindful of their grades and their standing and their future. And this course has really helped them to have those discussions in a facilitated way where there's a staff member involved who can lead them to the resources available to help them, learn how to use the student portal, learn how to look at their grades, learn how to take a little bit more control over their learning, not so dependent on the staff member in the room. They've learned public speaking skills, presentation skills. They've also really embraced our Google Apps for Education. That was one of the goals of hopefully an eventual discussion about a one-to-one Chromebook environment. This program is specifically designed in a few capacities to capitalize on that process. This would be the class where they would really gain that ownership over a one-to-one Chromebook. They were still able to meet their goals with the technology coverage that we have in the building, but the one-to-one would take it to the next level. Students complete and discuss career interest surveys and research. They also are exposed to our Family Connection Naviance program, which allows them to focus on their future, to take a look at the opportunities at secondary schools and their college plans, et cetera. Another big component is their community service project. Every freshman took place in a community service project this year. They don't just take part in the project, but they talk about the organization. They learn about the process involved, the benefits of being good community members, and a little bit of a sense of civic pride in their standing in the community and the nation as a whole. This one was the donating supplies to Marine Squadron in Kuwait. One of the most exciting parts of the program is the process of the e-portfolio. If you attended our, I can't get through tonight without mentioning Digital Citizenship Night. But at our event, we focused this year, the theme was the thoughts behind students' use of social media and the fact that they need to put positive digital footprints out there, so that we made the connection that anything that a student does online leaves a trace. Through the process of developing an e-portfolio, they are doing exactly that in a structured manner. The teachers of these courses are meeting with the students, talking about what about you do you want the world to see through the e-portfolio. So it's a really exciting. I think it's been a high school goal for a number of years, and I think it's finally in place with a program through freshman seminar and eventually junior seminar where they will fine-tune their e-portfolios. This is just a few sample slides of what the e-portfolio entails. Resume building, brag sheet. They're able to select projects from various classes that they're proud of and connected to their e-portfolio. This is something that will follow them through their high school career. We actually have a process in our younger grades. We have 4th and 5th graders who are already developing the presence of an e-portfolio. So our hope and vision down the road is that we're going to have a very positive digital footprint for all of our students from the work that they've done in our schools from 4th grade and on. Some more sample screenshots of our students' actual e-portfolio pages. The next few slides are some direct quotes from the students. I'm not going to read them all to you. This will be available online after tonight's meeting. It was most useful because it taught me more about how I learn throughout my life. I've had anger problems and I have a lot of stress in my life, so it's been good for me to learn how to deal with that. So there's a lot of that type of discussion, really talking not only about e-portfolio and career and goal setting, but there's also a process for these students to just be open and work with their teacher and help guide through the day-to-day life of being a new high school student. Taught me the importance of being proactive, not only in high school but in life. Thanks to this class, I've started my activity resume and a portfolio, which will be helpful when I apply to colleges. So that's one of the, at the event we talk about at Digital Citizenship Night, we make that case that, and we see it with employers and college admissions departments, that one of the first things they'll do when they have an applicant is they'll search for their online activity. And our hope through this process is that our students are going to have a very positive image with their work and their community events and the things that they're involved in. Now, hearing the quotes is one thing, but we're able to put a little clip together with some of the actual students reflecting on their experience. So again, it is nice to hear the voice of the students. If you know anything about freshmen, that was a perfect depiction of freshmen on camera. So it was terrific. That's my presentation for freshman seminar. I also have next on my agenda is a review of. We talked about just a brief overview of our summer committee work. Mr. Huber brought it up, and I think he was reflecting on a tremendous conversation we had at our ad hoc meeting. Is that what you're calling that? Ad hoc committee, where we talked about the district goals. We had a few really good open discussions about our goals and our vision for the district moving forward. And I think this is just an add-on of that, of opening up that conversation and getting a good understanding of the board and the community for some of the things that we're doing. So hopefully I can do that now. So first committee on the agenda is the committee that is primarily involving our Educational Technology Committee. I copy and pasted our goal, which is our vision, which is on the ETC homepage right off of our website. We envision classrooms in which teachers are confident and comfortable utilizing a wide variety of technology in new, exciting, and educational ways to maximize student engagement and learning. Student-centered technology, infused instruction for every West Milford student, as facilitated by every West Milford educator, is our vision. That was one of the original goals when the Ed Tech Committee was put together. We knew we needed a mission and a vision, and I thought it would be good to reflect that tonight. Some of our summer goals this year. We are in the process of planning for our February 20th Professional Development Day already. We titled it T4. I don't know if anyone remembers, but many years ago we had an event we called T3. It stood for Together Towards Tomorrow, and it was a professional development day like this district hadn't seen before. It was basically like a seminar that you would pay to go and attend. Our Ed Tech Committee and volunteer staff members taught workshops on technology initiatives that they had expertise in. We brought in a keynote speaker to kick off the event, and our staff signed up and attended sessions that was taught by our staff. And the feedback from that event was tremendous, and it's about time that we do it again. Now that we have, and we were just having a conversation today in our Ed Tech meeting, the last time that we had that event, we didn't quite yet have Wi-Fi. We didn't have Chromebooks. We were just starting to begin the talk about iPads and those types of things. So basically the PC you see over there and some projectors was the mainstream technology that we had. Since that time, we have our wireless network. We have 1,997 Chromebooks for student use. We have every staff member has their own Chromebook. We just have tremendous access right now. So kudos to the board, and the Ed Tech Committee decided it's time for us to take on that initiative again. We have tremendous opportunities now to move forward with the things that we have. The other summer goal is to look forward to our 3rd annual Digital Citizenship Night and plan for that. You can see the date is on there. That's usually the same Monday around in between the sports seasons that we like to target. So planning for that has already begun and is going to continue over the summer. Another big goal is to review and revise our digital citizenship curriculum. This is the first year of its implementation. It's a K-12 curriculum. You just saw the snippets of our freshman seminar course, and freshman seminar and junior seminar is one of the major areas in the high school where we incorporate those lessons, and we have it built in our regular classrooms, our media specialist curriculums along the way. So we're going to take a look at what we've done. We are in the process of building a survey for our staff to just, to get their feedback on the courses on the lessons that they implemented, and see what we can do better going forward. We're also looking out to Common Sense Media, which is our major resource for all of our materials and all of our lessons, to see what the process entails to become a Common Sense Media certified school district. Another committee that's on there is it's an offshoot of the Educational Technology Committee. It's called, on the agenda, it's called SAMR. I figured might be a good time to explain it again. SAMR is an acronym for the word substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. I like this graphic because it gives you a visual representation of what each level of SAMR is. So we want our staff to be able to use technology in a variety of ways. We want our students to have experiences that are more than just standing here as we are, seeing a projection. We want them to be able to do and create and build. So as you can see, the substitution is the use of the canoe to cross the water. Augmentation is taking that process or that thought of crossing the water to the next level where you can now go below the water. Modification is then to talk about scuba and then going deep below, and then redefinition is being able to explore and build in a way that you didn't imagine before. So that's just an analogy of what we're trying to do with technology across our curriculum. Often we have, and I think this is a nice message for our staff, often there's a connotation that one is better than the other. And that's not the message that we've been trying to get staff or to parents or students, is that substitution is great when it is necessary. Redefinition is a very hard thing to achieve, but we want our students to get to that experience at some point. And the analogy we make with staff is that the redefinition is the equivalent to our band concert. when everything kind of comes together in that culminating event to to be on display. There's a lot of prerequisite learning that goes into that event. So that's the analogy that we make. The goals of our SAMR committee is to assess our current progress, professional development, and implementation. We're looking to create the staff resource. So an educator can go to our website or go to our curriculum Rubicon resource and be able to find specific examples of each SAMR level to go with the curriculum that or the lesson plan that they want to work on at that time. If I'm getting long-winded, just give me the message. I'm feeling it. All right, the next one is the DEAC committee, District Evaluation Advisory Committee. This is a component of the Achieve NJ legislation that changed how we evaluate staff. It changed our evaluation system. The DEAC is the bringing together of administrators and teachers to talk about it, so that, when we first chose our evaluation model, this is the group that did it. For example, during this school year, when the state created the process and required a district to choose a rubric, the state left out many staff positions. Media specialists, nurses, therapeutic specialists, the list goes on of people that the state didn't think of. And I'm on CBS News yet? No? I don't want to disparage the state, but just say they didn't think of a few things. Our DEAC committee was so committed that we created our own rubrics, we vetted them through our staff, and we have been able to upload them into our My Learning Plan system, which is our digital resource for using these rubrics. So it was a tremendous feat. It's something that a lot of districts haven't completed, and we were able to do it with the strength of our DEAC committee. So this summer is to just take that to the next level. One of our goals on the horizon is to create a in-house video library of fantastic lessons in action. So our staff would set up a process where they video themselves, they put it out for the other staff members in the district to review, and we can all learn from each other. Our Classroom Mindfulness Committee, we started this last summer. We called it, I put it in quotes, called Be Here 2.0. Part of our full value language through Project Adventure is be here, be safe, be honest, be respectful. We've made the case that the Be Here language is more than just lining up quietly, that it's teaching students to know about their emotions, to know about their feelings, and to be able to, self-monitor. I just have a couple jots there from the work we did last summer. One of the things we really connected to is the research behind promoting classroom mindfulness, and it's that it improves cognitive performance and increases emotional regulation. So those are two things we really want our students to be self-adjusted for. For the first time in my time in district, I've seen students in need of 504 plans where anxiety and depression is close to ADHD as a disability that requires our services through 504. So, we see the need for growth in this area. Last summer, the committee worked with our K-2 staff and worked on a lot of brain breaks and opportunities in the classroom for teachers to, really allow kids to have that thought process to really know about their emotions. This summer, and the work going forward is to bring that more toward our grades 3 through 8 staff. Also, we're going to have a summer collaboration with two committees. We have a curriculum committee for our revision of our health, and we also have our mindfulness committee. It is our goal to have those two groups work together to make sure that we're embedding those types of activities and lessons into the direct teaching that we do throughout the school year. Two separate I put on one slide because they go hand in hand. The mentoring committee, it's a requirement for new staff in the school district. We have a 2-year new staff induction program where they attend workshops, they work on professional projects, they collaborate with each other, and they learn to adjust to the school district. We have a committee who oversees all that. They work with me, they work with their administrators in the buildings, and they help develop the goals of that program, the topics of discussion, everything from how do you conduct a parent-teacher conference to, how do you handle classroom celebrations or that type of thing, as well as talking about our evaluation system and some of the more nitty-gritty of what being a 21st century teacher means. So our mentoring committee meets over the summer. They help to plan those workshops for those first and second year teachers. Mentor training, which is also on the agenda for this summer, is the process where our mentoring committee will then meet with the mentors of the new staff, and they will train them. They will go through our manual. They will explain what every mentor needs to know, who is now going to take a new teacher under their wing and sort of show them the ropes. So that's our plan for the summer for these two committees. And the final committee is our Makerspace STEAM. I'm just going to read our blurb. What is a Makerspace? A learning environment where students can collaborate, innovate, and create using resources, tools, and collections. Students can play, tinker, explore, pursue personal and/or educational goals. We've had a tremendous growth this year in our Makerspace, where each media center in the school district houses a Makerspace. In the Makerspace, you'll find high-tech items such as Tiny Bits, or Little Bits, which will provide an electrical connection for inanimate objects and bring them to life. You'll also find materials such as donated cardboard, tinfoil, etc., that will just allow students to build and interact. Our summer goals is to update the supply wish list. I think around Thanksgiving time this year, we sent out a district supply request where we asked for every recyclable material you could think of: cardboard, toilet paper rolls, tinfoil, tape, string, everything that a kid could just sit and build. So we're going to update that list and see what else we need. We're going to expand upon our grab-and-go Makerspace kits for the classroom. One of the things now is that if you want to work in our Makerspaces, you have to come to the media center, or you have to go to the Makerspace at the high school. The vision going forward, which we've seen from workshops around the state, is that the hope is that we can develop what we call a grab-and-go kit, so that a teacher or a cafeteria aide, when it's raining, can take the grab-and-go kit and bring the Makerspace to their classroom without having to, schedule time in the media center or disturb somebody else's plans. So the goal going forward is to make this a little bit more broad and have more access in our schools. And then also the plan is to provide some professional development for the classroom teachers who we want to do that, as well as our, like I said, cafeteria aide staff. I think that's a great area where we can really expand upon Makerspace. I know I say that, and there might be a media specialist behind me who might cringe that somebody other than them would touch their stuff. So we're going to have to counsel them and letting them, release some of these items going forward. I have a few slides just to give you a little picture of Makerspace in action. This is students would design, just an example, there's a wide range of what you could do in a Makerspace. This one allowed students to, plot out a design on paper. The theme was an invention, so they created an invention, they put it on paper, and then they actually had all of that stuff that you see that we would all typically throw out, and then they started to build and create. Here's just some pictures of some of the students in action: tape, glue, rulers, boxes, all kinds of stuff. Then the finished invention, the students presented to their class, and they were able to explain. There was a test period as well, so the students would explain what they wanted to build, and they will show how they built it. And the goal was that it would actually work in some capacity. So the kids had a great time showing it off. As you can see, after demonstrating and testing, they were able to take their inventions home, which I'm sure every parent loved to bring home. That's it. All right, you can close it down. Okay, any questions about the committees?
See if I can do
Before we move on? All right. The last part of the report tonight talks about our efforts in character education. There's a handout on the desk. I don't know if we had enough for everybody, but it will be posted on our website. The district was recognized for 19 promising practices through New Jersey Association for Social, Emotional, and Character Development. And our schools were honored on this past Friday at Rider University. In the 19 promising practices, so in this packet, I was able to provide a summary of each promising practice. I was also able to highlight the number of staff members involved in the program and the number of students and families impacted by the promising practice. So I think that's when you look through that, I think to me that speaks volumes. Can you see some of these are whole school, some of these are 50 students, some of these are community abroad. And we also added on there the number of years that this initiative has been in place. So I think that's also telling in our work with character.org over the last few years. We've been able to not only enhance some of the things that we currently had in the district, but we were able to add this many more. So, so if you're going to look through this packet, I'd like to point out that particular piece, not only just the amount of students and community members impacted in a positive way, but also the length of time that these initiatives have been in place, because it's really telling that we're not only adding initiatives that impact the community, but we're gaining momentum, and we're looking to build these structures within our schools for a real positive impact with our kids. Also part of our character ed announcement, one of the promising practices, not to honor one over any others, but the digital citizenship night won a promising practice, and I know this is why Channel 2 is here. It also won a congressional certificate of recognition. So we're very proud of that. This is from, I should definitely use his name, Congressman Josh Gottheimer. Thank you. As a school district, we're very proud, and this was given to the West Milford Township Public School District on the occasion of the second annual Digital Literacy and Citizenship Night, in appreciation of your outstanding efforts to educate our youth about cyberspace and making a positive impact online. Your collective commitment to our children and the community is exemplary. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And I'd like to just personally thank our Educational Technology Committee, because that's the group who, I know we have a wave if you're on the committee. I know there's one. We need 10 more. There you go. Thank you, Ms. Scully. So thank you for being here. They worked so hard today, they couldn't make it out tonight. But I do want to thank them. They are the lifeblood of that event, and over the last 2 years, our first event, we had close to 500 in attendance, and this year we had just under 400. So it's an event that is thriving, and we're looking to build and do bigger and better. And last but not least, I wanted to announce if we have the staff from Maple Road, Upper Greenwood Lake, and Maple Road, if you want to just stand up while we have something to say.
You said Maple Road twice.
Maple Road, sorry, Paradise Knoll.
You can say it twice.
Maple Road and Upper Greenwood Lake, if you just want to stand. All three of these schools were recently named and honored for being... I didn't announce them yet. They were honored for winning National School of Character, which is a tremendous honor. We now have 4 schools in our district, along with the Macapin School, who have been named National Schools of Character. And we also have received promising practices or a level of that designation from each of our 9 facilities in the school district. So I'm very proud of this group. Are there any of you who wanted to say you were okay with the applause? Mrs. Miller would like to speak? Okay.
I'm sorry, I know you have a lot of business to attend to tonight, but there's a fairly large group here from Paradise Knoll tonight. If you guys could just stand up one more time. It is such an honor and a privilege to receive this distinction. Congratulations to all the other schools in the district. And I just wanted to say that I know all the other schools feel this way, but especially at Paradise Knoll, this distinction would not be something that we would be able to be a part of without the hardworking teachers and students and families of Paradise Knoll. that community is just such a wonderful, loving community that just throws their arms around character education and instruction. And in light of all we do to prepare students to go out into the world with academics, we also equally care about those soft skills and our students coming out of Paradise Knoll and ultimately of the West Milford School District as good citizens of the world. And we believe that that is just as important. So I'm very thrilled to have this honor, but I just really want to give the credit to not only the staff, but our students and our families. So great job, Paradise Knoll, and all the other schools in West Milford. Thank you.
And thank you. That concludes my report. Any questions?
Yeah, it's all good stuff.
All right, thank you.
Good job. Gives you a flow. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Novak. There was something I wanted to add.
While you're looking, Jim, may I say something?
Go ahead.
Hey, Dan. I received an email with a best practice strategies and tips in schools. It's a free half-day conference that has to do with eco-spaces, building a more positive climate to reinforce students' social and emotional learning, character education, iSTEAM technology, etc. And it seems like a really great thing. Do we have any staff going to see what they have to offer? It's in Trenton, and it's a half-day seminar on June 9th, but it's free.
Send it around.
Okay. Maybe you. Thank you.
It has a fee, probably.
It's free. Yeah.
He may charge you a fee, but it's free overall.
I understand.
I'll take the credit.
Yes.
I was looking for my phone. I'll wait till the president's report. Barbara, special reports and correspondence, please.
The board minutes are available from the 15th and 25th. Again, I apologize that you're so late in getting out to you. I apologize. But we've had a number of things going on the last few days. And here.
Sounds like it's working now.
There you go.
So the minutes are available for you to review. Again, I apologize for you not having them sooner, but in light of some of the things that went on in the central office over the last few days,
Understood.
Okay, anybody want to make a motion?
I make a motion to approve the following Board of Education meeting minutes: April 4th, 2017 special meeting executive session, April 18th, 2017 workshop special action meeting and an executive session, April 25th, 2017 regular meeting executive session. Second.
Thank you, Debbie and Nicole. Any discussion? I didn't get a chance to review it, so I'm going to abstain on the minutes.
Pretty cool. Could you speak up? Can't hear you. Well, then, speak up. There you go.
Faulty equipment. We need to buy new ones.
I will be abstaining this evening since the minutes I wasn't able to review before tonight's meeting. They came out today. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I am abstaining from April 4th.
I'm abstaining from all of them.
Okay, and I'm abstaining from all of them as well, Barbara. All right. Mr. Roselli, you can Legal report?
My legal report will be discussed in executive session.
Okay. Part of the president's report, I just want to piggyback on what Dan had said about PK and Maple Road schools. The Character.org announced today at a Senate briefing in Washington, D.C., all of the schools that achieved a National School of Character this year. And I think what's important is we got 2 schools that were named National Schools of Character. 3, well, 2 this year, 3 this year. Oh, 3? They didn't include that in what they sent me, so, okay. But there were only 83 schools that were honored this year by Character.org. So for us to get 3, to me, is a great accomplishment. And I commend the staff for all their work in putting the applications together and getting this done for your schools. Thank you very much. With that, I would just like to remind the board, I do have the superintendent evaluations at hand. We'll discuss them briefly during executive session, and that's about it. Going to move on to petitions and requests. Oh, Terry?
Mr. Foodie, do you want to mention the band pasta dinner and the work of the kids, their performance?
I mean, I've gone to so many of them. Those, and I don't. And this is one thing as far as our goals go. If you guys saw our jazz band ensemble perform, if some of our other bands perform, I mean, they're really outstanding. And it's no wonder why that we took second in our division in state finals and won so many accolades throughout the year. I think at the New Jersey Music Teachers Convention that they had down in Atlantic City, they were invited. They got a standing ovation, 5-minute standing ovation. They were asked to do an encore. I mean, these kids are like really something else. But they had a pasta dinner on Sunday at the Elks for a fundraiser for them, and it's just really good. It's nice to watch these kids and see how proud they are of their music. And the more board members we can get out to those functions, the better they're going to feel about themselves as well. So thank you for reminding me about that, Terry.
You're welcome.
I will move on to petitions and requests. Petitioners who have requested to speak prior to the meeting will be first with 5 minutes for each petitioner for a period of 30 minutes, and then time permitting, other petitions and requests limited to 5 minutes per petitioner will be allowed until the 30-minute period transpires. Petitioners speaking during petitions and requests are asked to address topics listed in the agenda, while speakers are asked to give their full name, spell their last name, provide their address. Speakers may not use the names of students during petitions and requests. Barbara, did we have anybody who had requested to speak?
I don't have anyone noted.
Okay. Is there anybody who would like to speak? You're up first, your hand. So go ahead and come up to the... Name for the record?
My name is Tamara Jordan.
Okay,
I'm from West Milford.
thank you.
I'm speaking on behalf of a family member who would like to be anonymous due to any kind of repercussions that could be towards the child or a family member. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this is their words. First, let me say that we appreciate the diligent service Ms. Kay Kish has blessed us with in our community. That is why we were absolutely stunned
when we learned of the incident which took place on the bus that morning. It saddens me that this has happened and that a seasoned bus driver is facing imminent termination of employment with our township. With that being said, I am saddened that a seasoned bus driver should have known proper protocol and behavior first and foremost. While everyone is so upset by the possible termination of a beloved bus driver, there is little upset shown on behalf of the welfare of the children who were passengers on the morning bus drive into UGL. Everyone has rallied around Ms. Kish, her child, union, parents, neighbors, UGL students, and the overall community. There is one piece missing from the picture. The children driving on a bus with a bus driver who was ill. One hand on the wheel and holding a cell phone in the other hand, texting as she was driving. I have some questions and comments that I would like to address, and would everyone just take a moment to rethink your position about the situation. Since Ms. Kish says that she has a disability, is that on record? That she is, in fact, has a disability that can limit her job performance? Did Ms. Kish at any point on that bus drive first contact the dispatcher informing them that she was ill? I know that there is a bus that also travels past that route. If Ms. Kish followed proper procedure and called the bus dispatcher, would it have been possible for that second bus to pick up those children instead of driving with a sick bus driver, putting them at risk? Once Ms. Kish parked the bus, did she notify the children of her illness and that a Mary Ellen Candratino would be boarding the bus to keep an eye on them? At least this could have alleviated any fear the children may have had seeing Ms. Kish exiting the bus and Ms. Candratino entering the bus, since they are taught about stranger danger. The CBS News interviewed Ms. Candratino, and she claimed that she was only standing on the doorway steps and did not enter the bus. That is contrary to what my child told me. What time was the bus due to arrive at UGL, and what time did it arrive? After the bus arrived, did Mr. Matlos enter the bus and ask to the whereabouts of Ms. Kish's bus and students? What did the safeties have to say about this situation? Did Ms. Kish fill them in at any time to alleviate any undue stress and fear the children may have had? Why did I have to find out through town talk that my child, that there was a situation that took place that day instead of a Honeywell alert or a note home, something? According to my child, the students were upset on that bus ride. My child questioned me about stranger danger and why was that lady allowed to come on our bus? Now I have the same question. We have protections and procedures put in place for a reason. No one was hurt, thank God. However, what if the end to the story was a whole different ending? Who would we be holding accountable and responsible? I do believe the parents and the townspeople would be holding not only Ms. Kish for her breaches in judgment, but they would be holding our very own Board of Ed responsible, since they could have done something before something dreadful could have happened. There are always signs before a disaster happens. Why wait for a disaster? Being ill or having a disability is a terrible thing, and my heart goes out to Ms. Kish. However, my heart goes out to the innocent kids who were subjected to an unsafe ride to school.
Excuse me, Tamara?
Yes,
We allow 5 minutes. How much more do you?
just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think she should have been, her name should have been.
Excuse me, sorry.
We parents put our children on that bus expecting that they arrive safe and on time. These supporters of Ms. Kish were not on that bus that day. How do they know that that ride was okay and that rolling up on some neighbor's property is safe and proper? Yes, we all have had emergency situations in our life. Most absolutely. However, when you are driving children, you are held at a different standard and you should follow rules and regulations. And if you cannot fulfill your job, and if you do not comply with the rules and procedures, there is no other way but to do what is right and just for those kids.
I have to, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Before I ask the next person who would like to speak, I'd like to remind everybody that please give who's ever up at the podium the ability to speak without shouting out. Try to run the meeting a little bit more smoothly. I would give you the same courtesy that I gave her to not be interrupted. So if you can please refrain from outbursts, the board would appreciate it. Who else would like to speak? John Marie?
Good evening. Jo Marie Fredericks, F-R-E-D-E-R-I-C-K-S, 38 West Shore Road. Okay. Also, this is Carol Pierce. She's a legal representation from NJEA tonight. Okay. If you have any questions, she's here. Okay. I'm the president of the West Milford Bus Drivers, as you all know. And speaking again in regards to fellow driver Gay Kish, just a few things I'd like to re-mention. First, it wasn't a normal bathroom break she needed. Far from that. It was a medical emergency that she get to the bathroom ASAP. Okay? I don't know if any of you know how it is to drive a school bus when you start sweating and you can't get no place. That's how she felt. She's under doctor's care and even gave a note regarding her condition to Mr. Armand. My hope is all of you have viewed it. If not, I have it here with me. So if anybody wants to see it, I have it. Okay? She didn't just go to a friend's house. This was her normal bus stop, which a close friend of hers' house is there. That is why she asked her, knowing she knows the parents and the kids from that neighborhood. Another thing is, when this incident happened, Gay took it upon herself to go down to speak to her supervisor and tell her what she did. He knew nothing about this. She went and told him. She went herself and told him, okay? She did not want to get into trouble, but what's happening now is being retaliated against her, used against her because she went and told him what she did, okay? Skipping the discipline steps 1 through 3 and going right into termination is absurd. She's been driving for 21 years with no incidents in her file. She cares about the kids and her job. She made the best possible choice at the time for the extreme distress that she was under, knowing the outcome if she didn't react immediately. I urge you all please to take this, what I said tonight and last week, into serious thought and vote no to terminate her and let her return to her job that she loves.
I'd also like to caution the board and the audience, the board would caution the audience not to be throwing around disability, 504 issues, and to be a little bit more cautious about revealing medical information.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Is there anybody else who would like to speak? Sir?
Good evening. My name is Mark Gunther, and I live up in Hewitt. My wife and I have raised of our own My wife and I have raised 8 of our own children in West Milford. Our children have gone through the West Milford school system, and they have been transported from school and to school and from school by way of many West Milford bus drivers, including Gay Kish. Our children have gone on to lead very successful lives. Mary Lou and I attribute a large part of that to the West Milford school system, to which we are very thankful for and appreciate very much. Gay and Roger Kish are very dear friends of ours. We live about a stone's throw away from each other's house. We are at each other's house weekly. We go camping together each year. We have been on work projects together, and my children love them dearly. My point is, Gay Kish is not just an acquaintance, but someone we know very well. And through that, she has become a very dear friend of ours. I am a residential construction contractor. I work for the Masters Construction Company. And for over 40 years, I've hired many people that work for me, and I've had to fire or let go a few. When I hire someone, I sit them down and I ask them about 10 questions. 2 of those questions have to do with their abilities and their talents in the area of construction. The other 8 questions have to do with their character. Are they able to work under authority? Do they have a team mentality? Can they be trusted? Will they follow through with their commitment to the best they can? Are they teachable? Is there a humility in their life? Do they communicate with those they work with? Do they talk kindly to others and respect others? Can they submit to no drinking and no swearing on my jobs? The point is, the character of a person is far more important than their abilities or talents. I can teach them abilities and talents, but their character is something that I have to live with and the others who work around them. I have never, ever fired a person because of their lack of abilities or talents. Whenever I had to let someone go, it's because of their character and unwillingness to change once it has been pointed out. The late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said he had a dream that his children would one day live in a nation where they will be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Tonight is not about Gay Kish's abilities to operate a bus. She's been operating it for 21 years. She knows how to operate a bus, and you all know that. You continue to hire every year after year after year to drive a bus. Tonight is all about Gay Kish's character. Can she be trusted with the safety of our children during a personal medical emergency? How do you answer a question like that? This is a copy, a legal copy, of the School Bus Driver Handbook. I've read through this. It's normal operating procedures. There's 2 leading characteristics concerning this handbook. Number 1, it's normal. Number 2, it assumes that a bus driver has the time to follow out these procedures. In looking up a medical emergency, I looked at the Webster Dictionary. What is an emergency? Emergency is defined as a sudden, unexpected state of affairs called for immediate action. What does the word immediate mean? Immediate without anything intervening, not appreciably separated in space or time, closest, nearest, without delay, instant, without the intervention of anything. That's what the word immediate means. I talked to a couple of policemen this past week, and I gave them a scenario of a medical emergency. If I was in a medical emergency while driving a vehicle, we all know in the law book, and when you take your driver's course, you're not allowed to cross over a double yellow line. If I was having some kind of a stroke or heart attack that I felt coming on, and I was on a 2-lane road, and the only place I could go is an open space on the other side of the road that I can pull over, and that was it. I would cross that double line and go over there and park and turn my vehicle off. So I asked the officers, both officers, would I get a ticket for crossing that yellow line? They said no. We would never give you a ticket under those circumstances. They looked at it as removing oneself from an unsafe environment. That's why they would not give me a ticket for crossing a double yellow line. I wrote protocol, normal protocol.
Mr. Gunther, you are past your 5 minutes. About how much longer do you have?
Just a couple more minutes, I'll fit.
I'll give you another minute, all right?
Okay.
To match the previous speaker.
Okay. Some of the board is using this handbook as a measuring stick to Judge Gay Kish as to what disciplinary measures should be taken. The handbook is for normal operating procedure that assumes you have time to perform. It does not address at all a bus driver's personal medical emergency. It would be a grave injustice to Gay and any other bus driver to use this handbook to determine the fate of Gay Kish's situation. So where does this leave us? What do we turn to when the board has not addressed the kind of situation in the handbook and handed it down from the bus drivers to read? Until our school system sees that the safety of our children is important enough to add another chapter into this handbook to address such a critical situation, we are left with the obvious. The obvious is this. Most of the parents whose children were on that bus has already judged the situation, and they commend Gay Kish for what she did. Second obvious thing is Gay Kish's record, which has already been talked about. 21 years of experience, her proven character over the 21 years. Her knowledge of the school bus driver handbook and her ability to know the difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law.
I have to ask you, I've given you 7 minutes, I'm supposed to only give you 5. Thank you very much.
I'm Roger Kish, I'm Gay's husband. Ever since the story went ahead and opened up, I kept reading it on the internet and listening on the news, and the only story I heard was woman calls girlfriend and drives the bus to her house to go to the bathroom. That's how the story is. After eating up for a whole week, my wife at home, I figured, one morning I had my jobs all set for the day. I figured, I got a couple hours. Maybe I'll go down to Board of Ed. Maybe I can talk to Mr. Animo. So anyway, secretary was there. She said to me, she says, he probably won't see you because, this litigation thing. So I said, all right, I understand that. I don't care. I figured I'd give it a try, just to talk to him. So I talked to him, and that was like the end of it. So the whole story was poisoned from the beginning. I went ahead and I just noticed that this is a man from North Jersey News. And I know that whoever gave him the story to begin with was the supervisor that she had. Everybody seems, I know he's not here now, thank God. But over the years, everybody knew him as Nice Charlie. Except Charlie used to follow her home in the morning at 6:15. He never even got to the depot at 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock when it snowed. But yet he's following my wife home to see where she parks her bus, see what goes on. I walked her down a cup of coffee one morning, and she said, do me a favor. And she says, just step in here and hand it to me. So I did. Next thing I know, I went to step off the bus, and there's a car parked there. It's Charlie. Gay, this is a no-no. You're not allowed to have anybody else on a bus like this. You can't do this. Then a couple of months went by. When they had the beginning of the school year, when you have the oversized instruments, the tubas, little boys at the end of Dunham Road, she's got 52 kids on the bus. Oh, I can take your son. The father was standing out. I can take your son, but I don't have any room on the bus for the tuba. Oh, no, that's okay. I'll just take them both to school. It's no big deal. The mother writes a letter to the transportation office. For 2.5 weeks, he rode her like a horse. And I want to tell you something. He's lucky I wasn't 10 years younger and had the attitude I used to have. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be here right now. All the things that she did, she had to go ahead and adapt that day. She didn't just drive to some woman's house. She was picking her kids up, come up the mountain with 4 kids on. There's nowhere to go. She's 13 minutes away from the school at the stop that she stopped at. She got up there, yeah, she might have had to use her phone. It's not a flip phone like mine where I got to sit there and press all the buttons. She just, Mary Ellen, I need you to stand by the bus for me because I have to use your bathroom. If you're married to somebody that has IBS or Crohn's or colitis or went out one night and had a bad piece of pork or chicken and you pay for it the next day, that's nothing. It's when you feel that flash go over your body, you got about 3 or 4 minutes to find a spot. You got kids on there? Imagine if you're on a bus trip and you're going through the Lincoln Tunnel with 30 kids on the bus and your traffic stops. All of a sudden you got to go. Guess what? Would you rather have her sit in the bus with the kindergartner sitting right behind her and get a gallon and a half of this stuff leak out? You know what would have happened then? Somebody would have went ahead and wrote a letter to transportation. The supervisor would have had brought her in for that, for crapping on the bus. I mean, where does it end? The woman's house that she stopped at, the reason why that she knew this woman so well was, 2 months before that, they tore her mailbox down, and she went and handled that for the Board of Ed so that the mailbox and everything could be all done and said. At that point, the bus went to the school. She had called transportation. The supervisor called her up. Where are you? Oh, I'm at the school. The safety thing would have been to let those kids off of that bus. But you know what he did? He had her drive that bus damaged. He didn't know how much damage was done to the bus. It's a mailbox. But anyway, he didn't know how much damage was done to that bus. But he had that bus driver drive those kids back to that same spot where her incident happened and wait for the police to get there, so it made it look like he didn't go ahead and leave the scene of an accident. And that's the kind of supervisor he was. And that's all I got to say. My wife, she did have a medical emergency that day. I'm sorry that a lot of people don't believe that. The kids weren't in any danger. If any of yous that didn't live in that area would have got on that bus today, you would have been the strangers, not that woman. Thank you for my time.
My name is Mary Ellen Caggiatino. I was here last week, 42 Papsco Road. I'm sorry how this mother feels, and I do feel for her. That's why I went on the bus that day, because I feel for children, Gay Kish feels for children, and those kids, and I emphasized in my speech, and I gave it to the superintendent and the president, I try to tell them and try to explain to them they're safe, and they were safe. Those children had no problem with me being on that bus. They looked at me, they smiled at me, they were talking with me. There was no problem. The problem was Gay had to go to the bathroom, and I was there for her. That's the simple question. And all of this is really ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Because I myself, I don't think I would have said anything to him, to her boss, if I was her. Because you had an emergency. And I'm sure you had an emergency. I'm sure you had an emergency. I myself one time had an emergency. I was going to work. And like I said before too, what would you have done? What would you have done? What would you have done? The same thing. It was a medical emergency. And that's all I have to say. And I'm sorry, like I said to the parents, I feel for you, but your kids were safe, and that's all I have to say. And that's what Gay thought of right away, to have those kids safe. That's why she called me and told me. I'm sorry, Miriam, I need someone to be on the bus because I have to keep the kids safe. I have to go to the bathroom. Thank you very much. And I say, when you do vote, it is to say, put Gay Kish back to work.
Hello, my name is Michael Gillen. And I feel out of place because I'm not here to talk about a bus driver. Some of the board members may remember me speaking around this time last year about what I felt was unfair hiring. And I talked about West Milford claims to be an equal opportunity employer. And one of the things I brought up, it was, I am a 10-year employee of the board here. And I put in many applications over the years, and I never received interviews, and with many recommendations. I know he's no longer with us, Eric, who was the head of operations. When I didn't get an interview last year, and it was given to somebody who was 18 years of age with 0 experience in the board, and I received a letter stating that, somebody was hired that was more qualified than me. I spoke to you. And what I was told by Eric was, don't worry, we're going to hold on to that letter of interest for a year. Well, there's been people hired since then, and I never received any notification, no phone call. When I was told that, okay, if something opens up, you will be on that list and we'll interview you. So, again, last year I didn't get an answer. And I asked, why was a 10-year employee with many recommendations from principals, teachers, other custodians, why was that person not even looked into? But it's amazing. There's a woman that spoke earlier, Jo Marie. Her son was hired. Maybe it was a coincidence that she worked in the office without subbing, without working in there. But it could be, maybe he interviewed real well. So my question is, and I'm still waiting for that phone call, and if anybody wants to give me that phone call, since there was job openings, why didn't I get a phone call? Or why wasn't I interviewed? That's all I have.
Actually,
are we at the 30 minutes?
Yeah, we're at our 30 minutes. Is there anybody else who would like to speak after this woman?
Good evening, Mr. President.
Hold up 1 second.
7:52, so
You guys want to extend it for 10 more minutes?
It's fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Yes, I said. We just extended.
10 minutes?
Yeah, we did.
No, I'm saying, are you taking a break? I can go for 10.
We got extended for 10 minutes.
Okay, great. Can I go? Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Anna Moon, and board members. I wasn't going to speak tonight, but I have to say that West Milford is very special. Sandra Diodonet, D-I-O-D-O-N-E-T, 30 Chatham Road, Hewitt, New Jersey. Just in case NJ.com is here, I just want to put on the record that I do think that Ms. Kish deserves a consequence for her actions. So I'm not saying that she does not deserve a consequence. What I am saying is that she does not deserve to be terminated. And I just want to say, I didn't want to speak, but I want to say that West Milford is a very special town. You go to the ShopRite, you see parent-teacher conferences happening in the Goya aisle, right? This is not West Milford. The climate and culture in West Milford is something to be envied by other school districts. When I'm in my district, I always throw up West Milford. When in West Milford, we have standard-based report cards. When are we going to have that? In West Milford, they do guided reading. There's a lot of stuff that goes on here that's great stuff happening, and climate and culture is one. I've had plenty of parent-teacher conferences in the aisles, and I've said hi to many teachers too. This is not West Milford, and again, what stands out from last week was bus driver number 3, number 26, number 18. Their concerns were very vivid. And you don't want to go down as a district that doesn't follow protocol in terms of progressive discipline. And and then you start with the bus driver, then it goes to the custodian, and then the teachers feel like they're being attacked, all the way up the system. West Milford is much better than this. And so before you vote to terminate, again, does she deserve a consequence? On the record, again, I'm saying yes. Does she deserve to be terminated? I don't think so, not with a record of 21 years. So just consider that you vote the wrong way, you are endangering the climate and culture of your organization. And I'm sure that your core values are much better than that. Thank you. The one and you're done process is not the way to go here. So think very carefully before you put your climate and culture in danger. You see teachers in the rain at track and field meets. You see teachers, thank God for the West Milford band. When there's a losing football season, you still see teachers in the audience, and I'm sure bus drivers out there really encouraging our students. So don't ruin that climate and culture unless you do your due diligence. And again, I'm a non-bargaining member, but the union has its place, and we should really respect that. Thank you.
Joan?
Yeah, I have something really just really fast, as you know who I am. I just want to clarify for Mr. Gillen for what he said. My son is not, he is employed, but he is a sub. He's not a full-time employee, just so you know. Okay, and also, I don't know if Mr. Gillen knows, but he is part of the family. My sister is married to his cousin, so I know his whole family. Okay? Just so you know. I don't think he knows, but I know Tom knows.
I'm aware of that, thank you.
Thank you, I'm just letting you know.
Family chicken.
Anybody else like to speak?
Seeing none, like to move to close it.
We got time. Come on up.
Hello, I have no speech. I'll be quick. My name is Christy Flory. I live in Hewitt. My beautiful kindergarten daughter is on Mrs. Kish's bus, and I just wanted to let you all know that as a parent, since none of the parents have spoken up tonight, my child has not ridden the bus since Mrs. Kish has been suspended, because the only reason that I allow her on the bus is because Mrs. Kish is the best bus driver, has full control over that bus, and I trust her eminently, and she is just wonderful. I'm not aware of the steps going from 1 to 4, or so they say, but if there was a skip in protocol, then that really should be addressed. If there was a step before where we're at tonight, I think you really should take that into consideration, because she's just an amazing neighbor, friend, and bus driver. So please take that into consideration. My daughter has loved riding the bus as a kindergartner, but I'm not going to let her back on the bus until Mrs. Kish is back, because no offense to the substitute bus driver, but he doesn't have the control that she does. So, and heart. Thank you.
Hi, Emily Diaz. I'm also, my daughter also takes the turtle bus. Emily Diaz. I just wanted to make a point that one of the speakers mentioned that a mailbox was hit by a substitute. I was more concerned about that situation because my daughter got on the bus, went all the way to school, and then ended up back in our neighborhood 2 blocks away from our house. No explanation, nothing. I actually reached out to the principal to find out what happened. That bus driver is still a substitute. I'm not sure what you said. I said that bus driver is still a substitute. She was not terminated. So I don't see why this is even an issue with Mrs. Kish. Thank you.
First row. One in the back.
We've got another 3 minutes, so come on up.
Hi, my name is Patty Roberts. I am also a bus driver. Gay Kish drove my children. I've lived in this town for 45 years. I was suspended off the bus and had to ride my bicycle. to Westbrook School from Greenbrook, back in the days when things went the way it should go, when kids were disciplined. I feel Gay was a good disciplinarian on the bus with my children. My son was a problem. My daughter was not. There was no partiality with my son or my daughter. My son was written up, thrown off the bus, suspended, whenever he needed to be. As a bus driver, I don't recall any kind of training that we've been given on medical emergencies and how to handle them. That's one thing I wanted to point out. And I honestly don't think I would have done anything different than what she did do. Also, one other thing in closing. At one time, and this was days before Superstorm Sandy hit, I was on a bus trip down to Sandy Hook, and my bus broke down on the way back. The oceanography teacher, I can't think of his name at the moment, and I tried fixing the bus as best we could to limp it back to West Milford because they didn't want to come and get us that Friday night. While buzzers are going off in the bus, we had filled it up with oil, antifreeze, and buzzers going off, all kinds of noise, traffic. My supervisor at that time, who's no longer with us now, wanted to be on the cell phone with me on the trip back. And I kept handing the phone to the oceanography teacher saying, I can't even hear him with the buzzers and the noise of the engine, and I don't need to be on the phone with him either. I just wanted to state that, because this is partially because of her being on the cell phone to fix the medical emergency. When we came back to work after Superstorm Sandy, Charlie Mazzy, my boss, had said to me that we were allowed to be on the cell phone because it was an emergency. I said it wasn't an emergency at the time. If we were broke down again, yes, that would have been an emergency, but there was no reason to be on the cell phone at that time. I kept handing the phone to the teacher. I just wanted to make that clear. Thank you.
Move to close petitions and requests. Oh, no.
No, excuse me. The board has to vote on it again, Mrs. Mulligan.
Okay, yes, but you have a child who'd like to say something, please, Mr. Green, if you don't mind.
Let the board, please.
Okay, please vote. Stand back, honey.
We weren't recognized, but please let the board vote.
We'll let you vote.
Do you guys want to extend again? Or do you- another
5 minutes. Just this speaker, that's it.
This speaker only.
This speaker, and that's it. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, just to say a word about Miss Kish. Hi, I'm Luke. Sorry. I'm one of the kids that rides her bus sometimes in the morning, every day after school. Let's have a club. I wish to have her back. She's a great bus driver. That's it.
Carrie Mulligan, Hewitt. I have never wanted to get up here and ever speak, but I'm here because Luke asked me to get up and say something on behalf of Miss Kish and on behalf of Upper Greenwood Lake Elementary School. I'm proud of the people who have gotten up and spoken, and I have to say I am very active in our school, and I have never heard a peep coming out of what happened with this anonymous letter. I think should be completely wiped off unless the parent wants to get up and say who they are and what happened. I have spoke to administration. The parent has never called. The child has never come forward. I definitely believe that this was a bogus letter, just made up to stir up drama and more issues. The sub on the bus has made kids very upset. The kids want Miss Kish back, as you see, from a middle school perspective. I have a parent texting me now that the sub bus driver has said, shut up and sit down. He doesn't want to deal with him. It's a Thursday, and he's threatening to call the principal and take the kids back to school. And you have kindergarten kids crying on the bus. I don't personally bus in this district with my little kids, My son just started busing this year, as he can tell you, for the first time ever, because Macapin's a little further for us. But this is not a good situation for our community. As you see how many people have turned out, you know, I've come to meetings. Do you guys have turns out like this unless something big is going on? I don't think so. This lady should be commended for the quick action she's taken and coming and telling. I teach my kids, like a lot of parents here, to tell the truth and speak up and be honest. She did all that. Please take that in consideration when making your vote tonight, and that's all I want to say. And I'm proud of my son for making that effort to come and tell you himself how he feels. So thank you, guys. That's it.
Okay. I move to close petitions and requests.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
And I have to make 3 quick modifications to the agenda before it is adopted. Personnel Student Affairs on page 8. Personnel Student Affairs resolution number 28. This is the mentoring committee. We're going to strike out the name Jacqueline Becker. She has been removed. We will look for a replacement. We don't have one now. On page 9, Personnel Student Affairs resolution number 33. We are going to strike through Jill Simons and have to look for a replacement for June. And on page 16, Education, number 13. Since the agenda was printed, we have a new HIB to report. It is incident report number 2017/E-23, and it's unsubstantiated.
Mrs. Moyer?
Okay, on number 3 under education on page 14. It should read as follows. The West Milford Township School District recognizes that each student is an individual. Delete the comma. With unique educational needs. The district is committed to challenging and helping each student maximize his or her personal potential to promote academic excellence, good character, and physical fitness in a safe, supportive learning environment, comma, as well as providing a positive school climate based on mutual respect, and the rest of it is fine. Okay, thank you, Mr. Hubert.
This is
The mission statement.
Mission statement. It was just awkward. Glenn pointed it out, so we worked on it, and yes.
Okay, Debbie?
Under Budget and Finance, number 32, page 25. When I announced last month about the West Milford Ed Foundation, our new fundraiser, we kind of modified the name, so I just want to put it, make it correct for the records. It's the West Milford Education Foundation Color Splash fundraiser event.
Could you, which?
That's page 25.
Oh, page 25.
Page 25, number 32.
Oh,
Okay.
Splash, yeah, like splash, no, splash.
Color splash, not
Splash,
Splash.
right. Thank you.
You?
Splash 2? Is that number 2 supposed to be? No 2, just splash.
Is there anything else? Terry, you're good?
I'm good.
Yeah, okay.
So you want to adopt the agenda with those amendments and the hand
As
carries?
amended, and the hand carry of 43 and 44 under Personnel and Student Affairs.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Mrs. O'Brien.
Okay. All right, so let's start the ball rolling. I'd like to move items 1 through 41 under Personnel Student Affairs.
Second.
Thank you.
Before we do that, Dr. Anamone, did any employee request that their resolution be discussed in public session?
Yes. Gate Kish has requested that any board discussions be held in open session, not executive session.
Okay, so she's number 42 then on the agenda. So we're not doing that one yet.
Correct.
I would like to, we do Personnel Student Affairs number 3. I do have a recommendation for a new principal at Marshall Hill School. As we know, Mr. McCormick retired effective July 31st, so we put a committee together, I believe it was late last month, early into May, made up of parents, teachers, administrators, and 1 board member. We had 2 rounds of interviews spread out over 2 weeks. We asked for writing samples, we checked references, and everything came back with a unanimous decision, which hardly ever happens in this type of process. So we do have a unanimous recommendation from these committees, stakeholders, and the recommendation from me tonight is to hire Janet Cash as the new principal of Marshall Hill School. She is here tonight. I believe after we vote, we can give her the microphone for just a quick minute and a welcome.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion on items 1 through 41, Glenn?
I have a question on number 39, but I'd like to just take the vote after executive session.
You want me to pull 39 and do that after executive session then?
Yeah.
If you have a question, then yes, we have to discuss that in executive session.
All right, so then I'm going to change my Personnel Student Affairs 1 through 38 and 40 and 41.
Second.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any other discussions on any of those items? Seeing none, roll call, please, Barbara.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mrs. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Drew? Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Mr. Huber?
Abstained to 16 and 17 because I did not receive the folder inserts. And yes to everything else.
Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Foodie?
Yes, it abstain on 16 and 17 as well.
Okay. I'd like to move item number 42 under Personnel Student Affairs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you know?
Nothing. Hold on one minute. Ms. Cash, did you want to get up and say a word?
Oh, my God. No, I'm so sorry. I'm just... I even heard, and I
Good evening. Janet Cash, Hewitt, West Milford. Good evening, Dr. Adamon, West Milford Board of Education, teachers, students, and community members. I'm ecstatic and honored to join West Milford Township School District as Marshall Hill Elementary Principal. Over the past 11 years, Northern Jersey has become my home professionally and personally. My Northern New Jersey education career began as a year-round camp director for the Girl Scouts of Northern New Jersey, working across 5 counties recruiting girls and schools to better themselves through outdoor education. In 2010, I returned to public education to teach elementary art, adaptive art for Inclusion Preschool, and art for children with autism in Franklin Lakes Public Schools. My experience within elementary education spans not only art, but also general elementary education, special education, school-wide programming, curriculum writing, project-based learning, art enrichment programming, and grant writing. Throughout my career in not-for-profit and public education, I learned every successful community has unique character, and the character derives from solid partnerships in and outside the school building. In the months to come, I look forward to partnering with the faculty, staff, families, and students of Marshall Hill Elementary School, and preparing for a successful 2017-2018 school year for all our Eagles. Thank you so much. It's a privilege and honor to be here tonight. I look forward to the school year.
Again, sorry about that. All right. I'd like to move item number 42 under Personnel Student Affair.
Second.
Okay.
Yes, just to brief the board, and like I mentioned, Ms. Kish did request that this discussion be held in open session. Shortly on or about May 2nd, we had an incident on the morning run of Ms. Kish's bus. I received a call from our supervisor of transportation later that day that there was an incident. It was self-reported from Ms. Kish, which should be noted, and she did report that there was some irregularities on the bus route that morning, and when we went to look at the bus tape, we do have tapes on most of our buses now. The videotape revealed some very serious issues, some very serious safety issues, which is why we're here tonight. So just to give you the brief once-over, at approximately 8:02 a.m., Mrs. Kish used her cell phone while driving a bus with children on it. She dialed the phone with one hand and drove the bus with the other. She briefly spoke with somebody on the other end, very, very briefly asked somebody if they were home. They must have said no, or so she hung up, continued to drive. About 5 minutes later, at approximately 8:07, Mrs. Kish used her cell phone again while driving. She was texting. After pulling into a bus stop, she then pulled back out into the street with one hand on a cell phone, looking down at the messages, and one hand on the wheel. Didn't look out into traffic to see if it was safe to pull out into the street. At approximately 8:08 a.m., Mrs. Kish used her cell phone again. She was texting and driving at the same time. At approximately 8:09 a.m., Mrs. Kish was using her cell phone. She was talking. She had the phone to her ear and driving. And then at approximately 8:12, she pulls the bus over, leaves the bus running, exits the bus. A neighbor gets on the bus for about 2.5 minutes. And then she pulled back away and finished her run with that incident. So there was numerous breaches. Fortunately, there were no accidents, but I don't have to tell this board what could have happened and what has happened many times with people texting and driving. It just only takes a moment or a split second. So does the board have any questions? Yes, Mr. Wire.
Mr. Foodie, may I make some comments?
This is the discussion.
Okay.
Just like
Okay.
This
All right.
discussion is just like we would have an executive session,
Okay.
but in public.
All right, I did a little research, and I went on to the motorvehicle.gov site, and it clearly says the following. It is illegal for school bus drivers to use a wireless or cellular telephone while operating a school bus unless the school bus is parked in a safe area off a highway or there is an emergency situation. In my estimation of this, I feel that it was an emergency. I also went through the contract, and in the contract, there are 4 steps that should have been taken. She should have been given a verbal warning, a written warning, then a suspension, then a discharge. I have to support Mrs. Kish based on what the law says and what the contract says. It has nothing to do with the motion. Thank you.
We need to have this discussion, so if you guys can hold from the applause down until we're all done, we would very much appreciate it. Thank you. Glenn?
I don't see how the board can vote on this without viewing the videotape.
Most of us did. Well, a lot of us did. Most of
Well,
us did.
this is a...
had 2 weeks to look at it.
Excuse me.
3 weeks.
I will call a recess and ask the police to come and have the next person removed who shouts out. If we can't act like human beings here and let us have our discussion, This isn't for your discussion with the board, this is for the board's discussion. So please, I understand your compassion with this and with Ms. Kish, but please let us do our job. Who does the board work for? Excuse me, who does the board work for? Guys, for the public here? Go ahead.
Okay, well, first I have a legal question. Okay, which then I have a comment. The legal question is, this was rice noticed. Everything is required to be in public. Therefore, don't we have to view the videotape in public in order for it to be in compliance with the rice notice?
No, that's only if we were to view the video tonight, you would have to view that in public. But that doesn't prohibit anybody from contacting Dr. Anmon earlier and meeting with him.
Okay. My second comment is that if we are going to vote based on that videotape, whether it was viewed before or whatever time, wouldn't it be smart for the public to also see the same videotape and understand what the vote is being based on?
I'm in agreement, but
I was going to say, the problem with that, Glenn, is that there are students on the tape. We wouldn't be able to view that part of the tape where any part of the students are visible in public.
My understanding is they were fuzzed out.
They're not.
Yeah.
I saw it.
It was the video, the students' faces have been blurred out? Yes. Yes? Yes? Okay. So it would be...
If the board wanted to view it, then we could do it.
Yeah, how do we determine that decision? Because I feel like as the board, I think the majority of us have viewed that video now and have had enough discussion, have enough input. I have opinions and things that as the board we can make the decision. I don't know what benefit showing the public is going to do other than creating more conversation and more people coming up to speak when we're ultimately the ones that need to make this decision at this point.
We also need to be recognized every time we need to speak, so I understand.
I thought this was
compassion.
open discussion like executive session, so I apologize. Fine, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I understand, Nicole. I understand. Go ahead, Rodney.
Just a really question, comment. When it comes to the safety of our kids, you know, what the bus drivers are trained to do. Part of that training, do they have a emergency procedure that they're supposed to follow?
Yes. They're supposed to pull over, call dispatch.
Okay.
Whatever the emergency is, that's what they're supposed to do.
But the number one item is that they take responsibility for the kids on that bus. So at certain times, you know, you have to look at, we have to like realize that we're going by their situation, and that if the driver actually was doing the right, performing the right method to make our kids safe. Thank you.
So I think that we all understand that it was a medical emergency, and I think she had to make a judgment call, understanding that she was under some distress at the moment, and knowing the area that she was in, knowing that she could trust the people that she was going to, the person that she was going to. We saw the video. The children were not in fear at all from anything that I saw. They were happily talking and having conversation with her. I agree, there has to be some repercussion. There should be, you know, suspension, there should be warning, there should be an action plan put in place. If this is a condition that could happen again, there has to be something put in place so that she knows exactly how to handle it next time and can be on top of it up front. But I hate to think, you know, we talk about putting these kids at risk. Had she done nothing and didn't proactively pull over and do what she did, that she could have gone into some kind of an attack and ended up going off the road and putting the kids in much more harm's way than she did. So I think that given the consideration of what happened, that she used her judgment. She put the children in as safe of an environment that she could to handle the situation. She self-reported it. She understood that she broke policy under the conditions. And I think we really have to think very wisely about, you know, a very loyal employee that has been here for 20-something years. When we can barely keep bus drivers as it is, people are leaving and retiring and quitting, and, you know, she's been very loyal to the district. You've had enough people say how loyal, you know, she's been to them, to their children. There were children in that video giving her flowers, getting on the bus. It's very obvious that the care of the children was top priority for her, and I think we have to follow the protocol and go through the procedures and give a warning and a suspension, but not a termination.
I'm going to piggyback on what Nicole said, but the other thing I think everybody in this room has to understand that we're playing Monday morning quarterback. I've had to deal with medical emergencies, and we're all, knock on wood, relatively healthy, but when there is a medical emergency, sometimes you're reacting so quickly and things are happening so intensely that, you know, as I was watching the video, I said, well, maybe she should have done this, or maybe this is how I would have carried out. But I wasn't dealing with a medical emergency. I'm sitting as a third person looking out onto the scene as to what's going on. And I think we really need to take that into consideration as well, that this is just not a quote-unquote normal day in behind the wheel of a bus for this you know, bus driver.
One second, while I got one quick question. Is there a medical issue on file?
Joe, is this something we should be?
Yeah, so since the employee requested that the discussion be in public and waived her right to the privacy, anything that could relate to this discussion, including, at this point, a medical issue, can be discussed.
Okay. I did receive a letter from Ms. Kish approximately 5 or 6 days after the incident, indicating such.
Okay. Thank you. Will?
Seeing how this is public, I have a statement. I'm deeply concerned about this personnel matter. This whole event has been misconstrued to state that a medical issue is the reason for the potential termination of this employee. I'm here to inform the public and to discuss with my colleagues that this situation is a matter of texting while driving a school bus carrying children. There are many circumstances that appeal to the human nature of this affair. The long-standing and loyal service of the employee, the neighbors and friends that are endeared to the employee, and the potential medical needs of the employee. However, joined with those circumstances were the neighbors and friends that were too quick to jump to the employee's defense, the embarrassment subjected to defend the employee, and the misrepresentation for the reasons of our reviewing the potential termination. It is my personal opinion that the board has been bullied by a public opinion that has been garnered by quick judgment without consideration of the facts. To my colleagues, I hope that we understand the circumstances too. It's easy to submit our judgment to the human side of this topic. It pains me to know how I will vote, but it's more important to note that there are intolerable situations which should never be accepted. Amongst the highest of these situations is texting while driving a school bus. I send my sincerest apologies to the employee, but a line must be drawn in the professional standards of our school district. How often have our students been taught the dangers of texting while driving? It's important to remind everyone that texting while driving has been parallel to drinking and driving. In addition, there are legal consequences for allowing this behavior to occur. I'd like to cite the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's website about Department of Transportation penalties. Texting while driving can result in driver disqualification. Penalties can be up to $2,750 for drivers and up to $11,000 for employers who allow or require drivers to use a handheld communications device for texting while driving. My responsibility as a board trustee is to put the well-being of our district school children first. The paramount issue today is student safety. I have reviewed the bus video, and for this reason, I agree with the termination of the employee. This could have been avoided by simply pulling over and making phone calls or texts, and I am submitting this statement to be inserted for the record of this meeting's minutes.
I don't think that any one of us are saying that what she did was correct. I think that the point being here was that under the circumstance of it being an emergency, she didn't react the right way. She was not using the best judgment. But my understanding is that we don't have zero tolerance in this district with the way that we handle these types of situations. And we're not giving her the opportunity to go through the right process under the circumstances. And I think that no one is saying that she didn't do something wrong, but there has to be a process to go into place. And given all the other things considered, even what someone said about, a policeman saying that you wouldn't get a ticket for going over the line of the road, if in that same situation a policeman had pulled over and understood, maybe she wouldn't have gotten the ticket. But we're not saying that what she did was right, but I think there's a process that has to be followed, and the process is a suspension. It's totally appropriate with the plan in place to move forward, and I think she did the best that she could without putting those kids in harm. She could have done a lot worse if she kept going.
Mr. President?
Mr. Sidewitz.
Okay, so at what point do we have a threshold that says that the next time somebody texts while driving and they have an emergency, that it's still okay, because now we have this tiered level of disciplinary action? So where do we kind of have this? Where is the line drawn where we have offenses that are completely unacceptable?
Okay, Terry, go ahead.
Okay.
Closer.
I know, can I say she has a medical problem?
We're an executive, essentially.
Okay. This kind of a medical problem that she has leads to, when that person starts to get that event, starts to get that episode, the thinking is not clear. She did the best she could. I saw the video. I did not see her texting. I saw her making a phone call. I did not see the texting. I think she did the best she could. As Nicole said, the children were not in harm's way. And by the way, the video did not show Mrs. Constantine, I'm sorry. Okay. Did not show her actually getting on the bus. She was on the steps of the bus speaking with the children. So I think that should be cleared up. I think at this point, with a woman who's been with our district so loyal for 21 years, she's part of our family. We have to have some kind of compassion. She made a mistake, discipline her, and be done with it and move forward. Thank you.
I make all of my board decisions based on what's in the best interest of the students first. Students first, faculty, taxpayers, okay? And so to start with, we have to look at the best interests of the students, and that means, in this case, student safety. There was a lapse of judgment, clearly. I think a key question to consider is, do we think it would ever happen again? Or not? I do have to consider, though, that the emergency was not an emergency in response to a danger to the students to start with. It actually created one, as it sounds like. Now, unfortunately, I've had my own medical issues recently, and I was unable to view the tape. That's one of the reasons I'd like to see it, because I think part of this decision is a matter of degree. Okay? If this hit a certain threshold, which you can only judge by seeing what happened, if it hit a certain threshold, then perhaps Mr. Seidowitz is absolutely correct. If it didn't hit that threshold, and probably each one of us is going to have a slightly different interpretation of what that may be, on what is an offense that would be justify termination, then we have to make that individual judgment. I don't know if there's anybody else on the board who hasn't seen the tape. Is there?
I was going to ask who's seen the tape.
I have.
We were
I've
all
seen
given
it.
the
We've seen
opportunity.
So there's 5.
We were given the
Well, in Rodney's defense, he leaves the house at 4 o'clock in the morning, doesn't
Oh,
get
yeah,
back into
we're
town
not out to critique.
till 7, so.
Not out to blast anybody.
Mr. Bailey, you had your hand up a second ago.
Yes, I have a question for the lawyer, a procedure, a mechanics question, which I asked you privately, but now we're in executive session for the rest of my colleagues. For 42 to pass, it would require how many votes?
5 votes.
There's 8 people here tonight, so it's 5 of the board. It's not like...
It's a majority.
Still 5 votes.
Excuse me, you're not the attorney. I'm talking to the attorney.
Mr. Bailey, it is 5 votes.
Can I talk to the attorney, Jim, yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely, but I'm just reiterating. I mean, you could ask any of us this question earlier.
Jim.
Go ahead. Talk to Joe.
Whether there's 8 or 9 people here, it's still 5 votes.
Okay, so for this motion to pass, 5 people have to vote affirmative
Correct.
that are here. 5 out of the 8 that are here.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'd like to weigh in on this. I mean, it's to me, this has never been an issue of a medical emergency or using the bathroom. To me, it was texting and driving the most precious cargo in the world, whether you're a truck driver or a school bus driver. School bus driver, hands down, has the most important job for transporting the kids. Hands down. I don't think there's anybody in this room who will disagree with me. I want to read a few little snippets here. There are 2.5 million people in the U.S. are involved in road accidents each year. The population of the U.S. is just 318.9 million. At this rate, the American people could be extinct in 2 human lifespans. This is an astounding number of traffic accidents. Of these 1.6 million accidents, a cell phone is involved. That's 64% of all road accidents in the United States. Over half of the road accidents in the states have cell phones involved, and if this doesn't make you realize just how potent it is, what will? 37,000 people die in automobile crashes in the U.S. every year. Every year, about 421,000 people are injured in crashes that have involved a driver who was distracted in some way. Each year, over 330,000 accidents caused by texting while driving lead to severe injuries. This means that over 78% of all distracted drivers are distracted because they have been texting while driving. 1 out of 4 car accidents in the U.S. are caused by texting while driving. This one blew me away. Texting and driving is 6 times more likely to get you in an accident than drunk driving. That's right. It is actually safer for someone to get wasted and get behind the wheel than to text and do it. It takes an average of 3 seconds after a driver's mind is taken off the road for any road accident to occur. This is the bare minimum amount of time it takes. And it is surprisingly small. 3 seconds is the time it takes you to turn your ignition when starting your car. I mean, when you look at some of those numbers, it's mind-blowing. I personally, I have compassion for Ms. Gish. If she had an issue, she had an issue. However, I do not want to be sitting here tonight or 2 months from now when another bus driver is texting, thinking it okay because you get a slap on the wrist, that they're going to be texting and driving, and a bus gets wrapped around a tree, a kid gets killed, severely injured, maimed, becomes a paraplegic. I don't want to be part of that. The message that we need to send to our drivers is, you got the most precious cargo in the world, and that's our children. And if you think that it's okay to text and drive, what message are you sending to our kids who are going to be texting and driving? That it's okay.
I personally, I can't do that. I can't do it. Will, you had her hand up? She had her hand up first?
Thank
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
I don't think any of us are saying that we don't understand the dangers and the statistics, but you mentioned something about, having, being distracted for, a couple of minutes or whatnot. I think we have to put some weight on the condition that she was in that very moment. She was not thinking straight. The condition of the way she felt, or the way anyone has felt in that kind of a condition, is almost as distracting, because she couldn't think straight. I mean, it was very clear that she was trying to stay calm for those children, but that she was in distress. I think she did absolutely 100% put those children first by the way that she handled it, by pulling over at a safe time with a safe person rather than continue on her route. If she got to a point where she couldn't control what was going to happen, she very well could have gone off the road and wrapped them around a pole. So it's circumstantial a little bit. You have to look at, under the circumstances, what she did was the best that could be done, and no one is saying that there are not repercussions to the fact that she used her cell phone. You have to punish her. There has to be a suspension. There has to be a strong message. There has to be something put in place for this should it happen again. And if it's not in, whoever mentioned it not being in the manual, then there should be training on how to handle medical emergencies, and that's something that the administration will need to handle. But again, we're not saying, there's nowhere written that there's a zero tolerance for this. And you have to, you have to weigh in the loyalty, the fact that there's been no other performance issue with this driver in 20-something years. You can't just say she was on her phone, she's fired. You have to look at the big picture. I'm sorry.
I find this incredible because now the more information I have, the worse I'm feeling about the situation, because now we have a driver whose medical condition could potentially lapse during driving and can wrap a bus around the pole. That's obviously that's been made. And secondly, not only do we know that now, but it had to be 5 days later where Dr. Hanneman got the letter stating this. That's fact remains, it came after the fact, and if it came after the fact, that's a dangerous potential. So that aside, now we're setting up a precedent where you have 3 infractions of this magnitude that can possibly happen because of our tiered disciplinary policy. And you may get suspended, but if people like you, you can get away with it. Setting up a horrible example. And I took the medical condition into account. And the fact is, once we finally get to view this video in public, I hope that dispels this whole notion that it didn't happen, because it did happen. And we need to make known that this is completely unacceptable. Right now, it seems acceptable.
Terry, before I let you speak, there were a few things that I didn't get to say when I was, so just give me 1 second if you don't mind. The other fact here is that there was a woman who hasn't been vetted by the district allowed on the bus. And the speaker earlier said it a little bit more eloquently, but stranger danger. I mean, we all tell our kids, we all tell our kids, excuse me.
Ridiculous. Your board members say...
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Sir, excuse me, I have to ask members of the public to please let the board have their discussion. This is the board's discussion. You've had your opportunity to make your comments in public, and there's another opportunity after this, but right now is the board's discussion.
Thank you, Joe. That also being said, Terry, you had, and I didn't have my copy with me, so I'm kind of glad that you brought yours. I want to read the disciplinary procedure one more time. I'm going to start with A. All disciplinary actions shall be applied in a fair manner with due process and shall be consistent with the infraction for which the disciplinary action is being applied. B. Disciplinary actions, including the removal of a driver from a run,
shall, depending upon the nature of the infraction, normally, doesn't mean that we have to follow this, normally include and follow this order: verbal warning, written warning, suspension without pay, or remediation period or discharge. She's been suspended with pay, so she's getting a vacation.
I wouldn't call it a vacation. I'm
She's
sorry.
Normally, if we suspend here,
I can't
it
imagine
says
this
suspend
woman's
without pay.
distress. Yeah.
So I just wanted to point that out to you, Terry.
Okay, thank you.
All right? Go ahead now. I'm not finished, but go ahead. You need to speak. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just have a question, and I don't know if this is true or not, and maybe Dr. Adamone or Mrs. Francisco can answer this. On the morning of this incident, did she call in sick? And then did someone from transportation call her back and ask her to please come in because they were short drivers?
I believe that's what I've been told, but I haven't been able to confirm that.
Okay, thank you. I'm done, Mr. Moody, thank you.
You know, go ahead, Glenn. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to make a general observation. We've had a lot of people speaking, making representations, statements. I want to caution the board members to please consider whether any of those statements were confirmed or corroborated, and you have to look at it in a way that not everything that's said may be exactly correct, true, or complete. So please, when you're making your decision, consider that. For instance, wrapping the bus around a telephone pole, that's speculation, okay?
I didn't say it happened.
No, but the possibility of it was speculative. We don't really truly know the nature of this woman's medical issue. So we don't have those details. We have a lot of inferences and implications, but we don't actually have the facts.
Mr. Bailey.
Follow up to what Glenn's saying. Furthermore, I'm hearing statistics tonight from my board president. I have no what's the word? Corroboration or collaboration?
Corroborate.
Corroboration. That's an example, correct? I have no corroborating evidence to, these statistics that he just ran by me. How do I know their accuracy? Isn't that the same thing?
No.
Oh.
No. He quoted the site, the department that he got it from, and assuming, I don't know, I trust Mr. Sweeney not to lie about that.
I didn't say it's lying.
It's not the same thing.
I'm just questioning the accuracy.
Stop. Can you people please allow us to have our discussion?
Okay, never mind.
Thank you. Nicole.
I almost forgot what I was going to say. I put a lot more faith in a lot of these people who are obviously neighbors of this woman and, of course, friends. I think that makes sense. But I also feel that I saw the children on the bus happily having a conversation with the woman whose name I won't be able to pronounce correctly. She was not a stranger. Most of them knew her, and I think were her neighbors. And so I think, we're also stretching things a little bit. And I put a lot more weight on the fact that people were not afraid to get up here and say their name and where they live than an anonymous letter that in watching the video, I can't say is true. I can't say that it's true because those children were not in fear. That's all.
I would remind members of the board that this is a discussion to us, not to the audience. All right? I would just remind everybody of that. Go ahead, Will.
Okay, be that as it may, somebody came on the bus. Listen, there were two options that I gave myself. Was the bus moving when she texted? Was the bus not moving when she texted? If the bus was moving, my decision was clear as day. She could lose her CDL. We could be fined for not upholding this. This to me is crazy, and I understand she has a long history, a solid history, but what potential precedent are you setting up? What do you think you are setting up as the precedent by voting against this resolution? Honestly, I want to know.
What would you have done in the situation?
Pulled over.
She did.
She did not. She did not. Let's go to the
She was
videotape. She did
reacting
not.
and used judgment quickly. We're not denying that she made that mistake.
Actually, we have a doubt. So I think that it should be cleared up.
She pulled over at the woman's house, but yes,
She didn't pull over when she texted.
All right.
No.
And this is just a discussion, right? So where was this bus at the time of this texting?
On Lakeshore Drive in Upper Greenwood Lake, which is another thing to consider. That road is full of turns and it's not straight. It's not like you're driving down Union Valley Road, you know?
Can we please review the videotape?
Yes, I No. Can we, the show of hands of who wants to see the videotape? Rodney, do you want to see? You haven't. I know you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
You wouldn't have questions if you saw it.
I thought you went to go see it.
I want it to be shown.
I think it should be shown. All right, not enough? So, what's that? Yeah.
I don't think that requires.
Joe, I know you wanted to say something.
No,
earlier.
no, I'm done.
You're good? Okay. All right, is there any other discussion?
Point of order.
Go ahead, Glenn.
The playing of the videotape, I don't believe requires a board vote. That could be done by the superintendent as part of his presentation. It could be done by you. I don't think it requires a board.
This is executive session.
No, I
This is
wasn't
for
on the
us.
resolution. Glenn's got a point.
And it was discussed ahead of time that it was going to be shown, so.
Many times.
Yes, it has been.
And so there was an expectation that it wasn't necessary to take off of an hour or two off of work to try and do that, or, and there was another 5 days where I just couldn't drive. So.
You can play it if you like.
All right, can we play it?
Does the board want to?
It really is a board, I would say it's a board decision, but Alex, if you feel you need to play the tape, then you can play it.
I think I think we're ready to call the roll on the.
I think I would have a personal grievance if we don't show it.
I don't know what.
We should show it.
This is essentially executive session. This is not public session. We're not the ones that. Well, obviously it's a public session, but we have to treat it as if we're in executive session. And in executive session, I would expect that it be shown.
Okay,
Got a point.
okay, I have a problem with showing this tape for this reason. It has been edited.
Are you saying it's been doctored?
No.
Insane.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
We took the kids' pictures out of the...
Oh, so we blurred them for their
They're blurred.
confidentiality?
It's blurred for their safety.
That's necessary in order to show it.
You have to blur it in order to show.
Why are we going to humiliate this woman by putting this in front of everybody?
We
This
didn't
isn't
humiliate this
She chose to
woman.
make it public.
She didn't choose to have the video shown. I mean, we all
She
had the
chose-
obligation to try to see this.
She chose to have this held in public. And here we are in public having to do
She's
this.
still human. I agree. I mean, really, this is absurd.
It sounds like the board, I don't really see a compelling reason to show the video.
Holy smokes. Dr. Anneman, you said that this was going to happen. You said that this would happen. You said that you were going to show the videotape, and now you are rescinding.
We got it queued up on the computer so that we can do this, and now we're not. And it's not fair to us, for the public to understand why we are making the decisions that we're making. And I think it's imperative that this video is shown. I mean, there's people, if there's 4 who want to do it and 4 who don't, I mean...
You got half the board that maybe are going to make a different decision by seeing it or not seeing it. How can you not? I mean, it's a decision-making factor. It's the main decision-making factor.
I think I really summarized the video at the start of this discussion. I told you, I think I told you what happened, at the times it happened. The video will confirm that, it will corroborate it, but it's not going to shed any additional light. I don't see a compelling reason to show it.
Truth needs corroboration.
So we've heard Alex's decision. Now it's a board decision. If the board as a whole wants to see it, that's fine. But Alex feels that there's no reason to show it. That's his that's his job as a superintendent. So there's no reason for anyone else to direct it unless the board itself wants to see it.
If the majority of the board wants to see it, we can show it. If not, I think we're ready to call the roll, because I think everybody's had a chance to weigh in, and I don't know that anybody's going to change their mind from hereafter. So.
Well, so we're not, I guess it's 4-4 not to see the video?
I haven't had a chance to see the version, so I don't know.
Have you seen it?
Can I move for a recess?
No.
I'm asking the attorney. No, I'm asking the attorney. Can I move for a recess?
Yes, but why?
Because
You can see the tape.
I want you to see the tape. As our attorney representing us, I think it's important.
No,
He has seen it.
I've seen it. I haven't seen the version with the faces removed, is what I was saying.
Well, maybe he could check that out.
Well, the other thing I'd asked Dr. Anamone to do was give us a list of laws that were broken, DOT procedures that were not followed, our own procedures that were not followed. Do you have all that ready for us?
I think we've covered.
I do not have anything from the DOT, no. We do have multiple examples.
DOE, I think maybe you meant.
No, Department of Transportation, CDL.
There is a school bus driver's handbook guidelines, and it does list on every driver gets this, they sign off that they receive it. There were violations in some areas. On page 13, the section about unauthorized passengers. On page 14, the use of cell phones. Page 16, there's a do's and don'ts, which are number 1 and 4 specifically. And under bus parking on page 31, leaving the driver's compartment. So these were the specific regulations that we have that were violated. I don't have anything from the DOT.
What about New Jersey statute?
I do not have anything from the New Jersey statute.
I understand that the supervisor reported this to the police. Do you know what complaints were sworn out?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
I understand that the supervisor reported this to the police. Do you know what complaints were sworn at and what for?
That's my understanding, and I do not know what complaints were filed.
Okay.
Now,
See what?
DOT.
Can I
She read it before.
read this?
I don't need that. Thank you.
Okay. Guys, that also, you know, and please read this handbook carefully and be sure to ask questions if at any point it is not clear. Questions and suggestions are always welcome. This is on page 6 in the handbook. You will be held responsible for complete understanding and knowledge of the contents in this book.
Demand to watch it.
You know, I mean, no matter what you say, we all know that if you text and drive, you get a ticket. She did it not once, but 4 times during a 7-minute period. You guys are going to send the wrong message to the students in this district.
I disagree.
Excuse me, Mr. Bailey. When you're, I'll recognize you. We're not in executive session, Greg. This is a public session.
Not executive?
Not executive. That we're going to be sending the wrong, we have cars come up to the high school to show the effects of drunk driving and texting and driving. And we tell our kids not to do it. And we're going to tell our kids that it's okay to do this. You're setting a very dangerous precedent If it happens, and God, I hope it doesn't, but I hope you guys can sleep at night. I really do. Go ahead.
We're not saying it's okay, and I think the law recognizes that by giving you a ticket, you don't lose your license. So I think it's the same thing.
Stop, please.
In that we're not saying this should go unpunished, and I will sleep at night having some compassion for this woman. I think you will do a complete disservice to the children she's been their bus driver for such a long time, who are wanting her to come back. And at the end of the day, we're not teaching them compassion or that you're allowed to ever make a mistake. You make a mistake and you get punished for it. You don't ever have a chance to make good on that again. And I think we're sending a really bad message if we go that route. Very true.
Well, anything else from anybody? All right, Barbara, you want to take a roll call, please, on number 42?
Mr. Bailey?
Would have been no last week, and it's no tonight. Tonight's odd.
Mr. Bailey.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
No.
Excuse me.
My vote is no.
There's no more discussion. This is a yes or no. There's no more discussion.
Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer? No. Mr. Foodie?
Yes.
Mrs. Fritz?
No.
Mr. Huber?
Without the videotape, I abstain.
Ms. O'Brien? No. Mr. Robbins?
No.
There you go.
Elections are coming up.
Thank you. I hope I got your vote. Enough. Debbie, you got a couple more?
Yeah, I sure do. I'm still on a roll, my dear friends. I was 43, 44. Can't wait till November.
Second.
Can't wait.
Who was the second?
Right here, Mr. Bailey. Let's go.
Thank you, Greg. Any discussion? Any discussion?
No.
All right, roll call, both 43 and 44, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Roll.
Dwyer? Yes. Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mrs. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Huber?
Yes.
Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Foodie?
No on 43 and yes on 44.
That concludes personnel affairs for Okay, we are way past 9 p.m. And can we extend?
I want to say thank you to everybody. That's awesome.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Can we extend the meeting for 20 minutes, please?
Thanks for not showing it. It was really smart.
20 minutes? I'll second.
20 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, it would have. Would have made a big difference. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Terry, education, please.
All right, move to approve items 1 through 12.
Second.
Any discussion?
One sec.
Mr. President, I do.
Yes, sir.
On item number 5, I would like to expand the district goals to review all job descriptions.
Second.
That, I think, is a superintendent.
It's already a superintendent's goal.
Yeah. that that's going to be part of your,
Where was that noted?
what's that?
Where is that noted?
In your school board training.
No.
That's
It's
something.
real funny because we're in a lot of predicaments because of our job description, so I don't think it's that funny.
Excuse me, guys. That's something that falls under the superintendent's responsibilities to review and update all job descriptions. We can make that part of his yearly goals to complete that, if that's something that we can do.
Thank you. I rescind my motion.
Okay.
Is that something that we're going to put a finite date on?
What's that?
Making that part of the superintendent's goals?
Well, we're going to have to do that. We have to do the goals as for part of his, merit bonus and all that jazz, so. All right, any other discussion?
I came up in a committee too, remember?
No? And that was items 1 through 12, right? All right, roll call, please, Barbara.
Ms. O'Brien? Yes. Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey? Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Mrs. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Huber?
Abstain from 9 through 11, yes to the rest?
Mr. Foodie?
Yes. Item number 13 under education will follow after executive session. Mr. Seidowitz, would you take budget and finance for Mr. Drew, please?
Yes. I move items 1 through 36 under budget and finance.
Second.
Discussion.
Right.
I would like to see under item number 1, DeCaro Rubino Architects removed. And my reasoning why, we voted for a analysis done, and we were going to be giving the best.
I'll second that for discussion. Go ahead, Dave.
We were going to be given the more creative solutions and what we might be able to do with Hillcrest, and all we got was a bill of how much it's going to cost with absolutely no ideas. We've asked for that for months. We haven't gotten it. I'd like to see them removed. They're doing our auditorium project right now. We allow them to finish it, but I don't think it's right that we continue to use them when they haven't given us what they said they were going to give to us. So I have no problem with Ryan or Settembrino, but maybe Schenk Price and
Mr. Foodie, I have to agree with you on the DeCaro Rubino for the same reason. So I would like to also see them removed.
Anybody else have anything to say with regards to that?
Your reasoning seems sound to me.
So you made a motion to amend this?
To amend this agenda item to remove DeCaro Rubino from item number 1.
So we need to vote on that.
Yes.
Yes.
So you want to give me a second, Glenn?
I
You did
did.
already.
Oh, okay.
It's an intervening motion.
Okay, you did, you're right. All right, so roll call then, Barbara, to remove DeCaro Rubino from the list of architects and engineers.
Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Foodie?
Yes.
Mrs. Fritz?
Abstain.
Mr. Huber?
Yes.
Ms. O'Brien? Abstain. Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Okay, that's 5. They're stricken. Okay.
So there's still an open motion.
Yes, for 1 through 36. 36?
Yes.
So now we have more discussion, right?
Okay, do you,
on number 4.
Okay.
We're continuing in full force and effect all kinds of contracts, but we don't have any specific list of them, so we don't really know what we're voting on.
Barbara, there was no, Glenn had made a good point to me this afternoon about that. And we don't have a list, not even something that was in the board members only page, so we still have enough time to vote on this in our June meetings.
Yeah, usually we have a spreadsheet that's available in June.
Yeah, so could we pull that item number 4 then?
Alex, are you okay with pulling that?
Yeah, I've got some additional.
There's usually a spreadsheet.
Yeah, I remember one last year, and pretty sure I remember one last year anyway. Go ahead, Glenn.
Number 9 has utilizing various vendors on the attached list. I had no attached list. Did anybody else get an attached list?
No.
No.
Is that something that should be pulled?
Yep. Number 9 we'll pull.
What is that digitally shared?
No, what?
I believe, yeah, probably, say it again.
Was it in the board members page or what?
Nope.
No.
I didn't say it.
Okay.
So are we pulling that, or?
We can pull number 9 until June.
Until June.
Double check the board members' webpage and worst case, just even get a hard copy in your packet for next month.
All right. Number 29.
That was what I was going to bring up next, and I'm
All right.
sure
Well, I was thinking-
Mr. Seidowitz was going to say something as well, so I'll defer right now, Glenn, to you.
Well, I think it requires more discussion. I don't know whether that should take place in the executive session or not.
It should.
Joe is nodding, so should we table that till after executive session?
If so, you have to make a motion to table because the motion's open.
All right, so I'll move to table it till after executive session.
Second.
Yep. Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Love to have a public discussion on that. Yeah, I'm working my way through, sorry. Again, I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Grace for donating the car to the auto shop.
Like to thank
And the Westbrook PTA for the clocks. And
Yep. And Black Walnut LLC of Valley Cottage, New York for the donation of the 11 podiums.
That's
That were
fantastic,
used
yeah.
during the presidential debates.
We'll have more clocks to see
Okay, any other discussion on any of the items? With the exclusion of 4, 9, which we'll do in June, and 29 after executive session. Okay, roll call, please. Barbara? That's 1 through 36, except 4, 9, and 29.
Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Ms. O'Brien? Yes. Mrs. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Flyer?
Yes.
Mr. Huber?
Yes.
Mr. Flutie?
Yes. Will, number 37?
I move item number 37 under Budget and Finance.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please. Barbara?
Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Huber?
Yes to payroll and utilities, no to the rest.
Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Mr. Seidel?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer? Yes. Mr. Foodie?
Yes to payroll. I guess expenditures for the board members, reimbursements, mileage reimbursements, things of that nature, and no to the rest.
I move item number 38 under Budget and Finance.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please, Barbara.
Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer? Yes. Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mrs. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Huber?
Yes.
Mr. Foodie?
I'll say yes.
I move items number 39 and 40 under Budget and Finance.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please, on 39 and 40, Barbara.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer? Yes. Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mrs. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Robbins?
Yes.
Mr. Huber?
Abstain to 39, yes to 40.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Abstain to 39, yes to 40.
Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Foodie?
Abstain, I didn't get to review. Okay, we're going to move on to special committees and liaison reports. I'll go to Mr. Seidowitz on Parks and Recreation.
I wasn't able to attend the last meeting in May. And I'm throwing this out there to the rest of the board. If somebody can fill in the case that I can't make it to these meetings, obviously it needs to be directed to the board president. The next recreation meeting is June 15th at Hillcrest Community Center, 7:30. And I'd like the board to be mindful that on June 30th, they depart Hillcrest. Just keeping that Hillcrest thing in mind. That's it.
Will, do you know where they will meet? Those meetings will occur afterwards? Has anybody said anything to you?
I hate to sound jaded, but I don't think it matters. But I would imagine it's in the former PAL building, but I can ask Mr. Roteman.
Okay. You could let us know. Thank you.
Thank you.
No safety report. Superintendent's roundtable. Mrs. Dwyer.
Okay, the meeting was April 27th. The parents had questions about the fields at Hillcrest, what kind of considerations are being made for the lower field of the football field at the Hillcrest building if the BOE leases building or abandons it. Dr. Anamone explained that there really hasn't been any discussion yet, so he couldn't answer that question. They questioned drug testing for all students, and Dr. Anamone once again explained that, they couldn't do all students because of, it's unconstitutional to force all kids to do that. We talked about Mrs. Hart as Marshall Hill interim principal, and they questioned when a new principal would be named, and of course we named that tonight. Honeywell for CPAC, alert type of needs to be changed to email and phone.
And now we changed that.
And you changed it, okay. Cursive handwriting, they wanted to know if this Old English, these questions in Old English were given to 5th grade students and why. And of course, cursive handwriting is not Old English, so I did point that out, and Dr. Animo is looking into it, and I'm sure it'll be taken care of. There was a question about putting hand carry agenda items on the posts, and Dr. Animo said it could be done. The Apply track seems to be missing some of the employment positions that are listed. Dr. Animo said he would look into it. And project graduation I'm tired. PayPal button is not working. Is it working now? Yeah.
It's been up,
Okay, it's
yeah.
working now. All right, kindergarten enrollment, they wanted to know the number. We have 151 students coming in right now throughout all the schools.
Terry, that's about 170 now. That's,
Oh, good. That's even better. There was a question about EpiPens on buses, and Dr. Animo explained that the older kids could self-administer, however, younger students would need help doing it. The drivers have been trained, but will be retrained over the summer, and since food is not allowed on the buses, the problem would probably only be for bees, the EpiPen on bees. My kids they got off the buses, my own kids, they were always eating sandwiches, I don't know. All right, new field trip, this field trip for 6th grades going into Macapin to Camp Bacchamus. Dr. Animo explained that he spoke with the 6th grade parents or principals that week, and it sounds like a good idea, and more information will be forthcoming. There were some updates on Maple Road's 1st grade flexible seating, and it looks like it's going to be followed into 2nd grade. The guidance department phone message, Dr. Animo, is it fixed?
it's been resolved.
Okay, it's been resolved. There were questions about pay for it. Do funds get rolled over from year to year? Yes, they do. Crisis counselors, update on Mr. Novak getting new spring semester students to intern. I didn't understand what that was all about, Mr. Novak.
The interns,
Yeah.
we were reaching out to local universities to see if they had counselors in training.
Okay.
So we could intern with our elementary social
All right.
workers in our elementary schools.
Okay, good. I was under the impression it was high school kids, that's why I questioned. Okay, and then finally, there was signage around district and buildings, and Dr. Animo explained that any expense like this would have to come out of the fund balance budget, currently in place until June 30th. And the last couple of years, the budget has been very tight and lower, therefore there really isn't much money left over. If money is left over, other necessities and considerations may need to come first. That's it. Our next meeting is May 25th. Thank you. Done. I'm done, Mr. Bailey. I'm done.
Okay, Jesus.
Okay. Well, they had a lot to say.
Mrs. O'Brien, State County School Boards Association.
We met at the Brownstone on Wednesday, May 10th. It was the end of the year, so they had a presentation from Manchester Regional High School. They did a presentation about their special education and how, like we do here in West Milford, we're bringing back a lot of our students from out of district in district, and they've been presenting their different various programs, very similar to what we're doing here. And it was very nice to see. I saw a lot of similarities there. Awards were giving out for those who are on the board 10, 15, 20, and 2 people were on the board, on their boards for over 40 years. So it was very nice, and we won't be meeting again until September.
Oh, good.
It was very nice.
Good.
Mr. Seidowitz, New Jersey School Boards Association.
Lakeland School District's Dan Sinclair was elected the NJSBA president at the May 20th Delegate Assembly. As a matter of our board goals, I just want to remind everybody that there are certifications for attending trainings and increasing your knowledge of boardsmanship. The first being a new board member, new board member boardsmanship certification, which is limited to the first 2 years of your service. Then after that, rock and roll occurs. The next step up is certificated board member, and that's earned only after the member's first term. Following that is a master board member, and the last being a certified board leader. Each has its own requirements, so if you're interested in that, I encourage you to take a look on the NJSBA website. And also, there are plenty of trainings coming up, and there's far too many. I don't want to bore you, so when you have the time, please take a look online as to when those trainings occur, and I intend myself to attend those.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mrs. O'Brien, West Milford Education.
We had a meeting on May 15th. At the meeting, they changed the name. That's where I made the modification. It's now called the West Milford Education Foundation Color Splash. It's going to take place on Sunday, September 17th, kind of like the same setup, same place. Tutus are optional, and I will be providing more information in the near future. Our next meeting is Monday, June 5th, 7:15 p.m. high school conference.
We should probably be having a joint township town council board of ed meeting within the next week or so. Mr. Huber? Casa?
Yeah, Community Against Substance Abuse. Our new director, Rebecca Stumpf, is hitting the ground running. They had a table at the West Milford Health Fair that took place about a week and a half ago on Saturday. They're looking into having a hidden in plain sight seminar for parents here in West Milford. It's this training for parents to basically, see what is around their own home that they may be looking right at but not seeing, and all the ways that users have of concealing things. They will be doing the usual summertime activities, but trying to make them a little bit more effective as far as education, integrating some education into those as far as preventing substance abuse and teaching a little bit more, and that would be things like the beach parties that they do for various age groups and things like that. So that's it for now.
All right, we will move on to old business. I guess we'll start with West Milford Players. Does anybody on the board have any issues with them allowing to utilize storage space in Hillcrest until we figure out what's going on?
No.
Okay. Barbara, can we send something to what was there, Erica? Yeah. Yep. Can we send something to her? Thank you.
That's the attached area in the back?
Yeah, I think right now, I think they're using like attic space up above or something like that, or where classroom.
They said they want to use a horse farm across the street.
I understand.
With the white fence?
I understand there's a room behind the stage as well as some attic space, upper space, like a loft almost above the stage, something like that. Yeah. Have we determined whether and what we're going to have them permitted to use as far as their practices and performances?
Yeah,
Can you include that in the letter, how to do that? Give them the instructions in the forms?
I think they have gotten the forms.
Forms already.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
Okay.
It's pretty easy.
But that has to be approved by the building. So the building would supersede anything, any outside organization.
All right, we will move on to McCormick Field turf testing. Have we got anything?
I believe the last committee meeting, we said that we spoke with an LSRP and that we were going to bring that individual in to speak to the committee in July. They were going to present the proposal.
For the testing of the turf? Right. The chrome rubber and stuff?
Jim?
Go ahead.
We've been talking about this since January. The reason we want it tested is because we believe there may be carcinogens. Our children are playing on that field. My children are playing on that field. Get the thing tested.
We'll find a place that'll test it. That's why we need an LSRB.
I thought we had somebody that was going to test it originally.
No, they brought in the LSRB for us to speak with.
Okay. And finally, under old business, we have the length of meetings.
Tonight was an anomaly.
No,
Yeah.
it's every week.
Well, tonight was an anomaly.
No way.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Am I right when Robert Rules of Order says, when you have a discussion, it goes around 2 times and then that's it? Am I wrong, Mr. Roselli? And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. We run the discussion however we'd like to.
Okay,
So Roberts is a guide to us,
okay.
but when we run our discussions, it's just a
Good try.
discussion.
Okay, thank you. That's a good try.
Although I will say that tonight is the last meeting that we were advertised for 7 o'clock. This was our experiment.
Yep.
I'm not sure if we want to continue, but it's something we should talk about.
Yep. No, that's what I was going to say next.
The next meeting at 7 o'clock because of the awards.
Yes, yes. Yep. But
It's just the awards.
it's just the awards. Yeah, it's just the awards, because
But the
that's a
regular
long,
meeting.
yeah.
Keep it at 7 or 7:30?
7:30.
Yeah, keeping it at 7:30, just a show of hands, keeping the meetings at 7:30? Okay, 7:30.
Okay, so the first meeting of the...
The
7 o'clock.
awards, yeah, 7, yep, yep. Okay, new business, move on to new business, is there anything under new business?
Should we close old business first,
Yeah.
though?
Yeah, you're right, I'm sorry, I'm trying to jump the gun to get
I'd like
out
to make a
too, so.
motion to close old business.
Okay, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? No, all right. New business. Mr. Robbins.
Hillcrest. Since we're about to have the recreation move out, is there steps taken about how we're going to winterize the building? How we're going to patrol the building for damages, that type of thing?
There was discussion, who was Mr. Huber? You had spoken to, I can't remember his name, from the Highland Family Success Center? Wilson, thank you.
Yeah, he was going to look into possible funding sources to,
Okay.
but I don't believe that was anything that's developed enough to make it a public discussion.
Have you sent a letter to the New Life?
Barbara has spoken to them.
Okay.
We've been actually missing each other.
Oh.
But I do believe that they are going into other space
Yeah.
on July 1.
Okay, okay. All right. Go ahead, Will.
I want to reiterate my stance on that. Auction it. Auction it, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it.
When will we have, when are you going to close off this survey? I mean, the first thing that comes up is you had a lot of people talk about a sports complex, some sort of a field. That's the town's responsibility. That's not the Board of Ed's. So to even entertain that, if that's something the town wants to do, let the town do it. But
Well,
I
that's
mean,
something that we could talk to the town. If the town agreed to do it, we could give them a conditional deed to the property that would revert to us if they ever not stop using it for that purpose. There's things you can do.
Yeah.
I don't know, they have to look into it.
Well, it's already developed, though. If we take the building off it and make it field, that would actually be better compliance with the Highlands Act than what's there.
But I don't know that the township they have different restrictions than we do. So I think that, from everything that I've been made aware of, it's better to keep the property in our name in order to do anything with it.
Okay.
Because we have more flexibility as a school.
Okay.
So I'd like to leave the survey live until the end of the month, and then close it
What, that actually, another week, right?
next Wednesday's the 31st.
All right. Go ahead, Will.
There is no gumption, there's no will to do anything with that building. We're gonna get stuck with it, and then, guess what? Winter's gonna come around. We didn't plan for any money in that budget for Hillcrest.
I completely agree with you, Will. We're gonna have to winterize it if they're moving out. Can't afford to heat an empty building. Go ahead, Will.
So does that mean goodbye surplus? Where does that money come from?
Does that,
Miss Administrator?
to winterize it, do we need to vote on that, or is that just administrative?
It's just an administrative thing.
Yeah, they just...
Buildings.
But where does that money come from?
It's come from the operations account.
So is that part of this year, what will be this year's surplus?
What's it gonna cost to winterize? 4,000 or 5,000, if that?
I think a little bit more than that.
According to...
Keep minimal heat on it, even if you do drain everything, you
Mhm.
still have to keep the building, because you don't want condensation in the building.
Yeah.
According to Mr. Roteman, that's quite a bear to have, is the maintenance of that building during the winter.
Are we required, Joe, to have a boiler operator for that building if we're not utilizing it?
No.
Okay, good. If we were utilizing it, that's a different story. Okay.
Mr. Robbins.
Go ahead, Rob.
Right, so if we go and do the winterization of the building and we have to go through the winter, I guess this would be a good understanding of what the cost would actually be, right? But
Right now, we're to find the price tag?
every time I went into that building, it's way too hot, you know, so,
My dancing door.
you know, trimming it down,
Doesn't have any desks.
right, okay,
Probably all inside the building and out.
right.
Taking away from education 101.
Okay, any other discussion on a new business?
I'd just like to congratulate the West Milford students that won prizes. There were several of them that won prizes at the Ringwood Manor Art Contest.
Oh, wasn't that great?
I wish I had come prepared with a list and what they won, but I didn't, and I'm sorry, but we have several in the district and town. I know a few of them were from the Wong family.
Yes.
Those are the only names, 3 of them from the Wong family. And I'll just put in a little plug. My daughter won Best in Show.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. Could you say that again?
My daughter won Best in Show in the art contest. Thank you very much.
Okay, anything else? Seeing
I'd
none?
like to close new business. Second.
Thank you, Nicole and Debbie. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll move on to petitions and requests. Petitioners who have requested to speak prior to the meeting will be first with 5 minutes for each petitioner for a period of 30 minutes. And then time permitting, other petitions and requests limited to 5 minutes per petitioner will be allowed until the 30-minute period transpires. All speakers are asked to give their full name, spell their last name, and provide their address. Speakers may not use the names of students during petitions and requests. We have a Kevin McEwen on the list.
Sorry, I'm here from one more bus driver. My name's Kevin McEwen, MCEWAN. I live at 158 Fork Hill Road in Franklin. I'm not a member of your community, but I have some disturbing things that I've been a bus driver for 4 years. I called in sick for my first time this year. I have 2 letters from parents in my folder, and I have excellent review from my ex-supervisor. Just had a lot of talk about messages we're sending out to the kids and the public and everything. It's disturbing to me, Mr. President, that you voted to not renew my contract, and even more disturbing that you didn't want to renew 50 bus drivers' contracts. And I don't know what kind of message that sends to your community. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Anybody else like to speak?
Lisa Green, Upper Greenwood Lake. I just wanted to say I have a lot of compassion for both sides of what happened here tonight. And I would like to say something to that Mr. Huber had said a couple weeks back, that he encourages parents to come. A lot of parents don't come because they fear the retaliation, and I know it. I know exactly what they mean when they fear that retaliation. But when I see several Board of Education members rolling their eyes at somebody who took the nerve to come here to speak, and one dismissing them with their hands while addressing that particular person, that is very disturbing. There was another comment made by one particular person during this whole time, but I will not mention her because she was just grandstanding. But, you know, we come to the board looking for answers, resolutions, but when you have several that make faces and dismiss somebody that comes up here, it's really disgusting. Some training really needs to be done.
Thank you. Anybody else like to speak? Ms. Kernhardt?
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Gernhardt, 26 Wanacue Road in Hewitt. I've stood before you numerous times, as well as my husband, emails numerous times to each and every one of you, as well as to the administrative. Disciplinary actions in this district has not been done properly in the past. And this recent issue pertaining to the bus driver is actually even more upsetting, because I heard some of you say that the safety of our children are #1 and that it's crucial. I don't see that, and I haven't seen that in the past 2.5 years. Fact, you've had a previous teacher admit in person and in a meeting to denying my documented elementary school student with a 504 and a health plan. She admitted denying her emergency inhaler during an asthma attack. Any repercussions to the staff member? Nope. Fact again, same child, documented, fatal medical condition at an elementary school. The principal broke American Disability Act, violated policy by removing my child's 504 without policy or protocol, violated town policy, state and federal policy, and my child's legal right to a free and appropriate education that was wrongfully taken from her. Any reprimand or consequences? Nope. I had to remove my child from the school for her own medical safety. Fact, recently, and you all got an email about this, and if for some reason you didn't, I apologize, but I thought I sent it out. Just a few months ago, again, under the American Disability Act, all proper paperwork filled out by my child's physician. Everybody, all staff members in school, know of these rights. And a school medical licensed professional illegally took it upon themselves to intimidate and wrongfully instruct my 12-year-old daughter, who has documented anxiety and PTSD, to use her medication against her wishes and her doctor's wishes that are in her plan, that all staff members have a copy of. Licensed medical professionals stated serious, suspicious, wrongful doing in emails that were documented. And also in a meeting with the administration, also include text messages of my child in a panic during the day saying, why is the school making me take my medication? I don't need it. Why am I being forced to take it? Any thorough investigation? Any consequences, Dr. Moon? No, nothing. So 3 different schools in this district have failed my child in the past 2 years that caused serious physical jeopardy and well-being by placing her life at risk and drastically decreasing any amount of trust in the school by providing a safe environment. No surprise that the amount of anxiety and her symptoms of PTSD have skyrocketed and doesn't even want to go to school. And I can't even tell her, honey, you're in a safe place, because, no, you're not in a safe place. And this is not even mentioning the substantiating HIV that she had as the victim that went on for numerous weeks, where a teacher was supposed to be present all when this happened. So what am I supposed to do? I've stood before you. Is there a sweet number of times I'm supposed to stand here before you, me or my husband, or emails, or do I have to go to the media? Because I know what my protocol is on a state level, on a federal level, and on a legal level. But you guys should know what those are, and you guys should be doing that. Because right now, what's the point? I mean, you can't even supply, there's no consequences to these teachers who are admittingly doing this. They admit it and they have no consequences for it. So I'm pretty much left baffled when I hear some of you say safety is our #1 priority, because that, honestly, that's not even true. Thank you.
Would anybody else like to speak? Mr. Ventrella, oh my God. Blast from the past.
Hi, Matthew Ventrella, Ventrella. Recently moved actually to Wanacue, so that's my new address. I picked a bad night to visit, let me just say that. No, I was hoping to just come, and I was a student representative last year, as many of you guys know. But I just wanted to, I guess, applaud my really good experience that I had at West Milford High School. And I just finished my freshman year at Boston College. It was a very intense program, and just to give a personal anecdote about how it went was I felt extremely prepared in the very rigorous academics that the school presented, and particularly in mathematics. I see Mrs. Gratina back there. And just I want to stress that our honors and AP classes are fantastic. And I mean, I'm in classes with kids that have been to all different private schools, and a lot of it seems like it's hard to how could a lot of people look at that situation and it's well, if a public school education can be on the same level as that, it's really impressive. So and I was kind of saddened, actually. I heard that Mr. Wagner retired. Definitely want to applaud his many years in this district. He was my AP calculus teacher, and really that material sunk in because of him, and just want to thank him for that. So, oh, and I guess my request would be a ticket to graduation.
No problem.
I would love to come, and I have a lot of friends that are seniors right now, so.
No problem.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you one of mine.
Oh, thank you, yeah. But, so yeah, it's a kind of a hectic night to visit, but just want to say thank you again, and really meaningful experience here, so.
Matt, I got one question.
Yeah.
Dean's list?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, anybody else like to speak? No? Okay, I'd like to close petitions and requests. Do you have a second?
Yeah, second.
Thank you, Glenn. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we will, Glenn, you read the resolution to go in executive session.
Sorry. At 10:14 p.m., move that we go into executive session for the purpose of discussing HIBs, personnel, and matters of attorney-client privilege.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes, we do have 2 items that we will...
I think it was Jen.
2, 3.
And there's two agenda items, 29 and 39.
HIB, and then...
3 then. Yeah. And paragraphs 29 and 39.
Land, that's right.
Yeah, land.
Yep, okay. I second it. Yeah.
Gotta find
Always, Mrs.
Die hard.
We're good? Thank you, Nate.
Real Housewives.
Good God.
The real board groupies.
It's now 10:55. We've come back from executive session.
Good.
Terry, you want to take the items that were under education, the HIBs?
Sure. Okay. All right, move to approve move to affirm the following HIBs. 2017 E22 is unsubstantiated, 2017 M4 is unsubstantiated, and 2017 E23 unsubstantiated.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please, on item 13, Barbara?
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Huber?
Yeah.
Mrs. Fritz? Yes. Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Foodie?
No.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
We go to,
The personnel.
yeah,
39.
okay. I was going backwards.
Page 12.
Okay, Debbie?
I'd like to move item 39 under personnel student affairs.
Second.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please, Barbara?
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Foodie?
No.
Mrs. Fritz? Yes. Mr. Huber?
Joe, I have an objection to one. Do I name that as a no?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
No to Mr. Fink, yes to everyone else.
Ms. O'Brien?
Abstain.
It doesn't,
Doesn't pass.
nope. Just Mr. Fink.
Wait a minute, what? Which one? Isn't passed?
Mr. Fink does not pass.
Yeah.
And the rest we have?
Everybody else did.
We will move to item
Clarification, please. Just repeat that
29.
again, for edification. Everything passed except Fink?
Yes.
Okay.
Move to item 29, under Budget and Finance.
What page is that, Jim?
Second.
Page 25.
Thank you.
I move to amend. I move to amend that amount to $377,000.
Up to.
Wait,
Up
Who
to.
made
Up to.
Did anyone make an actual motion?
he's making the motion.
So just make the motion.
Oh, I thought the motion was made, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought so too. Just make the motion.
Okay.
And then just change that to not to exceed 377
7.
instead of 353.
I move item number 29 under Budget and Finance and amend it to not exceed $377,000.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Can I just ask a clarifying question? I thought that abstention meant that it leaned toward the majority.
No,
No.
it doesn't.
Ever.
When you, the majority in this case are the noes, because we didn't get enough affirmative votes, so the abstention would be counted with the noes. So that's how.
I was
that's-
referring
so
to the
that-
other one.
Yes, so that's how it leads to the majority. The majority of the passage or the failure of the resolution. So now we're back to 29.
We're back to 29,
As amended.
as amended to 377,000. Any other discussion? Yeah, none? Barbara, roll call, please.
Mr. Seidowitz?
Yes.
Mrs. Dwyer?
Yes.
Mr. Foodie?
Yes.
Mrs. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Huber?
No?
Ms. O'Brien?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that one passes. It's 5.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
Oh, we never-